The following is a production of CUTV Sports. Good afternoon, everyone, and we welcome you to Redmond Stadium for the 34th annual PSAC Championship game between the Rock of Slippery Rock and the Bloomsburg Huskies. Alongside me is Zach Lamar. My name is Tyler Harris. We thank you for tuning in to this afternoon's broadcast of the PSAC Championship game. Zach, it's the Beast of the East versus the Best of the West, and in 60 minutes, we're going to figure out which team is the best overall.
Yeah, Slippery Rock and Bloomsburg had to overcome some struggles early in the year or late in the year, as in the case of Bloomsburg, but both these teams are ready to prepare for the PSAC Championship today.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and dive into the last game for each team. We'll start with Slippery Rock. Zach, the last game for Slippery Rock, pretty successful. They carried that 7-game win streak into today with a win over Seton Hill.
Yeah, Seton Hill, although they're not the cream of the crop in the PSAC West, it was still a tough battle at Offutt Field. Slippery Rock came away with a 55-21 victory against the Griffins.
We go ahead and look at the Bloomsburg Huskies' last game as well. Another victory for them.
Yeah, against Westchester, who was looking to go 10-0 for the first time in a couple decades. Bloomsburg's coming off an upset loss against Shippensburg, went to Westchester, ended up beating the Golden Rams, and now they find themselves here today at Redmond Stadium playing for the championship game.
Number 8 in the nation's not a hard team, not an easy team to beat, rather, and they managed to do it. But let's go ahead and take it to series history in the last meeting for these teams. Series history, 10-3 overall, and that advantage goes to Bloomsburg. And in the last game, Bloomsburg came out on top.
Bloomsburg ended up winning 49-41 at Mahalik Thompson Stadium. There are a lot of different starters for both these teams. We'll get to that later in our open.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the starters and some of the players to watch as well. Zach, we'll start with Slippery Rock University. You can't look any further on offense than Nigel Barksdale.
And Nigel Barksdale was one of the key players that did not play in the game last year. He's a transfer to the university from San Jacinto, California. He leads the team 28 touchdown passes, and he's a Harlan Hill candidate for Super Region 1.
We go ahead and look at defense. You can't look any farther than the linebacker, Austin Mealy.
Yeah, Austin Mealy leads with 72 tackles, and he returned an interception for a touchdown against Kutztown early this season. But Slippery Rock's defense, they're so good, you can't overlook anyone. You have Anthony Saunders, Gary Allen as well to look at.
Couldn't agree more. You look at Bloomsburg University, I mean, you got to rely on your rock, your crutch that you've held on all year, and that's Kouyaté.
Yeah, Franklin Kouyaté, he's a Harlan Hill candidate for I think the second or third straight year. Over 2,000 rushing yards last year. He's just short of that this year. He has 24 touchdowns, really proven to be a strong piece for the Huskies.
He's had 1,000 yards rushing all 4 seasons here at Bloomsburg, but we go ahead and transition to defense. Justin Shirk, I mean, he's been your crutch at linebacker. He's been getting a lot of NFL looks as well.
Yeah, Justin Shirk, 98 total tackles on the season. That leads the team. And at linebacker, you think you would expect that. But Bloomsburg's defense has not allowed a 100-yard rusher all season. The closest they got was Harris for Edinburgh, came to 95 yards, and that is all that.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and cut the break, and when we come back, we're going to have the rest of the PSAC Championship game. We'll come off with kickoff right here on CUTV, broadcasted by PCN.
Yeah, I feel like I've been given a really quality education, so I feel really great about that.
The energy in Bloomsburg classrooms is unrivaled.
Bloomsburg has given me the courage to be exactly what I want to be.
Slippery Rock was my first choice.
My best choice.
Because they had what I wanted to study.
What I wanted to study.
I love my major.
I love the professors. It's so much more.
So much more than a class. There's a tradition of success.
Leadership.
Community service.
Helping me through my major and bringing about success for my future.
Slippery Rock has shown me the world.
The Rock prepared me for my job.
Slippery Rock University.
You are watching the 34th annual PSAC Championship game between the Rock of Slippery Rock University and the Huskies of Bloomsburg University, live only on PCN. And Zach, we go ahead and take a look at the tail of the tape between these two teams. On paper, you have to give the advantage to Slippery Rock, but you can't take that away from Bloomsburg whatsoever because they bring a dimension to this game that can't be shown on pencil or paper.
Yeah, you can't just look at a team on paper. We were talking about this matchup all week. We thought, Slippery Rock, with the way they look on paper and all their stats, their total offense, #1 in all of Division II, I believe. But Bloomsburg is a team that is going to make it closer than what it is. So we're going to see who scores first. Might be commanding momentum at first, but this game is going to take all 60 minutes to decide.
Bloomsburg won the toss, and they elected to defer to the second half, so Slippery Rock will receive to start this matchup. Zach, we look at today's forecast. Temperature is 52 degrees, wind about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and about a 5% chance of rain. But I tell you what, Zach, it is a beautiful day for football, a nice November day, and it's going to be a great game and a great setting for it as well.
Yeah, a nice bright sunny day. You can see clear into the mountains and the hills out to the background of Redmond Field. It's just a nice day here. We're about to get kickoff underway and decide who's going to win the PSAC Championship, the 34th overall matchup.
And the kickoff is away. And the kickoff is taken at about the 10-yard line, and Slippery Rock will take it up. Up the middle it goes. He finds an open hole, and it'll be brought down right around the 31-yard line. So good field position for the Rock to come out and start off with.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Zubik on the return. And we're going to look at the starting offense for Slippery Rock now. Nigel Barksdale, the quarterback, we touched on him, has the record for touchdown passes in a season with 28. Brett Crenshaw doing a lot of work at running back. And John Shadman, he at one point was #1 in Division II with yards per catch. I don't know if he still is at this moment or not, but he's a tremendous threat at receiver.
Barksdale likes to run that air raid offense. He has 5 wide receivers to work with. He takes the ball himself up the middle. He has a plea block, and he has open running room. And he'll finally be brought down around the 40-yard line. So a big first play of exhibition from Slippery Rock.
And that's not the way that Bloomsburg wanted this to start. Like I mentioned, Bloomsburg hasn't given up a 100-yard rusher all season. You see right there the key block for Slippery Rock came from number 76, Bill Whitaker.
And the play is already away, and that pass is going to go incomplete from Nigel Barksdale.
Yeah, and Tyler, it was such a quick play. We're going to look, I believe, at the Bloomsburg defensive starters in just a moment. But Tyler, this Slippery Rock offense is the closest thing you might see to Oregon in Division I. And Bloomsburg's defense led, like we said, by Justin Sherrick. They have so many other key players that can stop the Rock here today.
Barksdale under center, 4 wide receivers, 3 of them to his left. He jumps back and he looks right. He's going to throw to his receiver to the right, and it's going to go out of bounds, but a flag on the play, Zach. We'll see what the upcoming call is going to be.
And it looks like this might be a pass interference call on the field based on where the flag was thrown. Number 3, DJ Robinson, was the one in coverage for Bloomsburg, and the receiver was number 7 as Ken Amos. So I have to see if it's going to be pass interference or not.
It's going to be defensive holding against Bloomsburg. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here. Now you see Nigel Barksdale back to pass.
We're going to see right there. We actually can't see the holding in our shot, but outside the shot, the receiver's probably held on to it, and that's what drew the penalty, of course. So we're going to get a 1st and 10 from right around the 31-yard line in Bloom territory.
Barksdale looks right and throws, and it's batted away by the Bloomsburg defensive lineman.
That was number 99, Larry Webster, I believe, who batted it away. We'll have to look at our replay right here. That pass, and it was 99 Webster. Pass was going for Amos again on the screenplay, and Slippery likes to do that a lot. And that one right there, Webster just got his hands up in the air, read the quarterback's eyes, and got it down.
Full house package for Barksdale. He sends one to his left. And it's going to be a fake handoff, rolls out to his left. And he tries to avoid the defenders. The pass gets away, and that'll be a big incomplete pass. But this Bloomsburg University crowd is going crazy right now, Zach.
Yeah, the pressure on Barksdale on that play was tremendous. You see right there, number 10 for Bloomsburg, Justin Shirk. We touched on him in our open. He was the one that led the pressure. Bloomsburg sideline is looking for an intentional grounding flag on the play as we get a big crowd movement right here for Bloomsburg.
It'll be 3rd and 10 for Barksdale and the Rock. 5 receivers, 3 of them to his left. They are currently running that package plan, really. The closest thing to it, I guess, also, as you said, Oregon would be Carolina in the NFL. Cam Newton really likes to run that offense as well. Almost 0 huddles coming from this Slippery Rock team.
Now I believe we are going to get a timeout call from Slippery Rock, so using an early timeout might hurt them later in the first half if they have an opportunity to score late in the second quarter. We only have 14 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first quarter, so only 38 seconds taken away so far.
Yeah, they don't really like to control a whole lot of time of possession, Zach. We look at the time of possession for Slippery Rock, and it's practically non-existent, one of the lowest in all of the PSAC as well as the NCAA.
I believe they were like 14th or 15th in total time of possession. Whereas Slippery Rock and Bloomsburg, they're not very high in time of possession either, so these teams like to work fast. But we're going to look at the state game history. Bloomsburg, they've been in it 3 times. They've won 1. They lost 2 of them. They lost to California in 1984, then went back the next year and beat Indiana 31-9. And then just a couple years ago, they lost to Mercyhurst 56-37. And then Tyler, Slippery Rock is a different story. They've been there 7 times. The latest, 2011, they lost to Kutztown 21-14. They had a lot of games. There's 5 of them actually against Westchester in there. So budding rivalry in the state game right there.
4-3 all time for Slippery Rock, and they come out for this 3rd and 10. The 12th man is in effect here at Bloomsburg. Barksdale back to pass, looks left. He's pressured. He's going to roll out to his left. Searches for his receiver. He defeats a couple of defenders. He's still on his feet, but he's brought down around the 40-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th and long for the Slippery Rock University Rock.
And that's number 94, David McFadden, on the tackle. Barksdale was just keeping his eyes down the field, which is good for the quarterback to do, but he could find no open receivers on the play, and he was finally taken down. As we see right there, number 94 taking him down, and Slippery Rock is going to have a long 4th and 19 now, and they're going to have to punt the ball away, and that is McCombie on for the punt.
And the Slippery Rock rocker in the back of the pump formation, rather. The punt is away now. It is a high punt. And it'll bounce around the 5-yard line, and they will touch it right around the 7 or 8, and that'll pin them, the Bloomsburg University Huskies, back pretty far for their first offensive possession of the game.
And we're going to look at the offensive starters for Bloomsburg now. We have Tim Kelly at quarterback. He has the 2nd fewest interceptions of all the PSAC with only 5. That is behind Soltz of East Stroudsburg. He only has 3, I believe. And then the receiver, Glenn Hutton Jr., the leading receiver for the Huskies. He only has around 700, 800 yards, though, so not a very high passing offense. But where Bloomsburg really relies on is their offensive line, only giving up 11 sacks all year. 3 of them are seniors, 2 of them are sophomores. So a couple of these guys aren't going to be back next year, but you have 2 pieces that are going to be back and continue to grow.
Tim Kelly in that I formation. Sends a receiver in motion. Kelly hands it off to Kouyaté. Kouyaté takes it up the middle, still on his feet he goes. He's digging for as much as possible and gets about a 1-yard gain out of the play. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Slippery Rock's defense only allowing about 93 rushing yards a game. As we look at the defense, Gary Allen, we mentioned him in our open. Anthony Saunders, he has a couple picks this year. Austin Mealy, Admiro Carter, and one key name, Quindell Dean, we saw him in our starting lineup. He's not playing today. Number 45 for Slippery Rock. That is Gary Allen. But the backup for Dean, we'll have to get to him in just a moment.
And it's a handoff to Kouyaté again. Up the middle he goes. He finds open running room. He's still on his feet, and he's still trucking to the 50. Now to the 40. He has some key blocks up front, and Kouyaté's going to rely on them to the 10. And he's finally brought down around the 9-yard line. A huge play for Kouyaté and the Bloomsburg Huskies.
Yeah, and Tyler, that's why we said he's a Harlan Hill candidate for the last 2 or 3 years. Ran for over 2,000 yards the past couple of years. Franklin Kouyaté, before the season, I had no idea who he was, and then you guys all brought him up to me, and I said, all right, well, we'll have to look at this guy. He is absolutely an amazing runner. And right there, we'll have to get the statistical amount right there, how long the rush is for. It's 82 yards based on our stats, so Slippery Rock allowing a lot of rushing yards on just one play so far in the first quarter.
It'll be 1st and goal for the Huskies. Kelly under center. He takes a snap and he hands it off to Kouyaté, actually to his backup, and it'll go in for the end zone. Touchdown, Bloomsburg.
And that is number 23 for Bloomsburg. That is Joe Parsnick. So usually the backup is Deshaun Munger He's not in on that play. Parsnick gets the handoff, I guess giving a break to Cuyate. As we're going to see right here, the offensive line for Bloomsburg doing a good job of blocking, and Bloomsburg will strike first here with 12:18 left in the first.
A huge first score for the Huskies. You always like to get that first score of the game, Zach, obviously, and give yourself a nice little bit of breathing room. But now it's time for the Bloomsburg defense to step it up as well and continue their strides. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So that will give Bloomsburg another point and make it 7-0. And Zach, a very interesting first couple of possessions here, and Bloomsburg is fortunate enough to come away with the first strike of the game.
Yeah, Slippery Rock, they started off Nigel Barksdale, a keeper up the middle himself, and then Franklin Cuyate. He gets the handoff right there and runs it 82 yards, breaks it up the middle, then goes to the near sideline towards his own bench. And there are so many key blocks right there. Number one, Glenn Hutton Jr. getting one down the field. We're going to see a couple more in the replay as it keeps going. But Cuyate, he's not the fastest back, but with the blocks he had, he was able to make the most out of it and get to about the 8-yard line. And the play afterwards, of course, led to the touchdown.
You have to imagine by the time he got to about the 30 or 20-yard line, Zach, that he was a fairly tired player indeed. And then here you see the touchdown run there by Joe Parsnick to take it into the end zone. And that'll give Bloomsburg the first 6 points of the game, and the extra point was converted for the other point for 7. So now it is time for Slippery Rock to go ahead and try to answer this Bloomsburg team. The first possession not looking too pretty, but once Slippery Rock gets into that groove, Zach, it's hard to stop them.
Yeah, and Slippery Rock, they're a very dynamic passing team, and Bloomsburg's defense, not very good at defending the pass, but that first possession, Barksdale wasn't able to find any open receivers, so if Bloomsburg can play coverage like that all game long, Bloomsburg's going to have a very good chance of walking away with the victory in the PSAC championship.
And Bloomsburg is now set to kick the ball away. Kickoff is away. And it'll be taken right around the 5-yard line, but it's fumbled into the end zone. It goes, and he will just go ahead and knee it down. So a little bit of a misfortune there for Slippery Rock, but that'll bring it out to about the 25-yard line.
Now is number 25, Drew Scales, having a little bit of trouble on the kickoff. But when Slippery Rock has the ball, Tyler, they're averaging 42 points a game, 375 yards passing, and just under 200 yards rushing. Bloomsburg's defense, though, they are a very stout team. The passing defense could be a little bit better, but when Bloomsburg gets out to such big leads, that's why you see so many teams passing on them, because they have to catch up in very quick manners, and they can't run the ball as well.
Barksdale under center. Looks to his left and throws to his running back, and he'll go up the left side, and it'll be taken down right around the 33-yard line for a gain of about 7.
And that's Shamar Green on the reception. Like I said, they like to use these screen passes, takes it from about the 20-yard line, gets to around the 33, so really a 13-yard reception, only going to go for about 8 yards, make it 2nd and 2.
Another same pass except to the opposite side this time, and he'll take it upfield. He'll go to the 50, and he'll be pushed out right around the 45-yard line. So Slippery Rock now using that no-huddle offense to their advantage.
And that is Teddy Blakeman on the reception, and Blakeman is the backup running back to Shamar Green, but Blakeman has 12 touchdowns all season compared to Shamar Green's 3, so Blakeman and Green really splitting the time in the backfield is what makes Slippery Rock so successful. But we actually have a penalty on this play. It's going to be a holding, I believe. I'll have to get the call momentarily.
And it's going to be a hold against the Rock, so that's going to bring that play back, Zach. So what looked like a great first down play turns out to be nothing at all.
Yeah, and we're going to have a 2nd and long right now. So Slippery Rock, they had a couple penalties go their way the first time. They had a defensive holding. But then Barksdale was under pressure a lot, and Barksdale's thrown 13 interceptions this year, so he can, when he gets panicked, he doesn't just throw the ball away sometimes. He can throw it into the hands of the defenders. It's going to be 2nd and 5, so only a 3-yard loss based on the spot foul.
Barksdale under center, fakes the handoff, goes to his left side on the screen, and he'll be brought down as soon as he catches it, and that'll bring up a 3rd and about 2.
And that is number 17, Jameir Dutrell. In the game that I was at against California and Slippery Rock, Dutrell had some troubles holding onto the ball right there. He's able to. Going to bring up 3rd and 2, so they get the penalty yardage back.
Barksdale checks up, reading the play from his coaches. He has 3 receivers to his right. And he looks over and he throws, and it's caught for the first down and more. He's going to go to the 50, and he'll be dragged out of bounds right around the 50-yard line.
And John Shadman, the senior receiver, over 1,000 yards this season. Like I said, one of the top men in yards per catch. He's going to get his way to about the 42-yard line, so gain of about 9 on the play.
Now it's caught by Shadman again, and now he takes it to midfield, right around the 50-yard line, so that'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Yeah, 2nd and 3 is what they're going to mark it as. They're going to say he went out about the 49-yard line, using these screen passes effectively. Bloomsburg, though, if they adjust, they could read it and get an interception right here.
It'll be a handoff up the middle it goes, and he'll get the first down on this play. And it looks like he'll be brought down right around the 46-yard line.
And that is Shamar Green on the handoff. Barksdale came back out of it like he was going to throw it down the field. He kind of pump faked, tried to catch the defense off guard. Green went right up the middle. He was met, but he got just enough for the first down.
Barksdale takes a snap, fakes hands off to Green, and it'll be overthrown to Shadman. So that'll bring up a 2nd down.
And Shadman right there, trying to use his hands. We're going to look at the replay. Barksdale's been going to him the last few times through the air. That one just goes through his hands. And luckily there's no Bloom defender behind that, or that one could have been picked off like I said before.
Throw to Shadman again up the far side. He'll be brought down right around the 37-yard line.
And that's going to bring out a new complete set of defenders for Bloomsburg, as we have a lot of substitutions right there. And now we get the traditional 3rd down music. We can hear the bells chiming for the Bloomsburg fans.
Barksdale takes up the middle. He gets the first down, and he'll be brought down right around the 30-yard line. So Barksdale knows ways to get it done, Zach. He can go through the air to his favorite receiver. He can hand it off to his running back, Green, or he can keep it himself up the middle and get the necessary yardage.
And that's what makes Barksdale such a qualified Harlan Hill candidate. He can throw it. He can run it. He's basically Division II's version of Cam Newton, I believe.
And he's still alive, but now he'll finally be brought down right around the 30-yard line. So a sack for the Huskies, and that'll bring up 2nd and 11.
And number 66, Will Ridgway, was leading on the tackle right there. You see him right there, engaged with the blocker, able to get his hands around Barksdale, and that will go as a sack, I believe, because he did not break the pocket. And Bloomsburg's now going to make Slippery Rock force with a 2nd and 12.
And it's a fake handoff to Green. And he looks to the right and he throws it. And it's going to be in and out of the hands of his receiver.
And Green right there, the pass was right at him. Barksdale threw it a little bit too far in front of him, though. He had to stretch out, and his arm's just not long enough to come down with it. We have a big 3rd and 12 now with 9:15 left in the first quarter.
And it's 3rd down time again here at Bloomsburg University. Barksdale has 3 receivers to his right. He's going to check up and read the play from his coaches. Barksdale takes a snap. He looks right. He throws over the middle, and it is incomplete, out of the reach of Shadman, and that'll bring up 4th and long.
And Slippery Rock on the season, they are only 43% on their conversion rates for 3rd down. So right there, showing why they haven't had a lot of success on 3rd down. Bloomsburg holding their opponents to 34%, but Slippery Rock's actually going to go for it on 4th down now, Tyler.
They want to hurry up and catch up to Bloomsburg, not let them get out to a huge lead. So Barksdale's going to stay out on the field there with Green and his supporting cast. 3 receivers to his right now. Barksdale takes a snap. He looks right. He throws over the middle, and it is complete. Take it to the 10, the 5, touchdown. It's fumbled into the end zone, but it's going to go ahead and count as a touchdown for the Slippery Rock University Rock. And that is a huge 6 points for Slippery Rock.
And that is Ken Amos on the reception. So 4th down and 12. You think Slippery Rock's just going to try and get it down the field, get the first down. But no, Amos able to break coverage, get into the end zone. He did fumble it, but he had already crossed the plane right there as it pops out. And we're going to get the extra point opportunity now for Slippery Rock.
And the kick is now up. And the extra point is good, so that'll add another point to the board, and that'll tie it all up here in the first quarter. When we come back, the rest of the first quarter action right here on PCN.
But yeah, I feel like I've been given a really quality education, so I feel really great about that.
The energy in Bloomsburg classrooms is unrivaled.
Bloomsburg has given me the courage to be exactly what I want to be.
Slippery Rock was my first choice.
My best choice.
because they have what I wanted to study.
What I wanted to study.
I love my major.
I love the professors. It's so much more.
So much more than a class. There's a tradition of success.
Leadership.
Community service.
Helping me through my major and bringing about success for my future.
Slippery Rock has shown me the world.
The Rock prepared me for my job.
Slippery Rock University.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
And we welcome you back to Redmond Stadium here at Bloomsburg University, where we are all tied up in the PSAC championship game between Slippery Rock and Bloomsburg at 7. Brian Shaw now back to kick off for the Slippery Rock University Rock, I guess you could call them, Zach. A couple different names have been thrown that way, but nonetheless, they are the Rock of Slippery Rock, and kickoff is away. It'll be going out of bounds now, right around the 11-yard line, so that'll obviously bring out the flag.
Kick goes out of bounds.
Looks like Bloomsburg's going to have some good field position to work with.
Yeah, and Damon Finley, who is return man for Bloomsburg, making the smart decision to try and let the ball get out of bounds, not picking it up and just try and maybe he fumbles the ball, Slippery Rock gets it back, we can get the call right here. Or maybe not. So, okay, we're going to get a little bit of momentary pause right there. But the kick went out of bounds, so I believe you're going to start around the 35-yard line for the play.
And look, we'll go ahead and take a look at when Bloomsburg has the football, Zach, on scoring offense. And obviously the rushing is what you're really going to look at there. 313.4 rushing yards per game, Zach. Passing-wise, they only average about 169.5 yards per game, so not a whole lot of passing from Tim Kelly and company, but like I said, they rely on that rushing game headed by Cutv.
Yeah, Tim Kelly only has 190 passing attempts on the season, so Cutv really the workhorse of this team, and you saw why in that early 82-yard run.
And we go ahead and call Cutev's number. Up the left side it goes. Actually, that's going to not be Cutv. That's number 23 again, Joe Parsnick. He's going to get the check, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, we'll have to get what the penalty marker is for, but surprised to see Cutv not out there. I'm scanning the sideline right now to see if I can find him, but I'm unsuccessful in my efforts at the moment, so we're going to see it's going to be a holding against Bloomsburg. It's going to make Bloomsburg repeat first down with 8:55 left.
So the ball will now be brought back to the 25-yard line. So Bloomsburg has a little bit more rushing yards to make up, more passing yards as well. It could go either way, but Tim Kelly has many options to go to. Some pretty good receivers, and obviously that running back core is phenomenal. So it'll be first and long. Tim Kelly hands the ball off on a halfback misdirection to Parsnick. And he'll take it up the left sideline to about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, short gain of about 3 yards on the play. So Parsnick getting a lot of action, and Cutv is about to enter action again this time. So we're going to see a couple good blocks as Parsnick gets to the outside. He's not able to shake a defender, and that will take him out of bounds.
So that'll bring up second and long, 17 to be exact. Ball located on the 28-yard line. That I formation is favorited as Kelly hands it off to Cuete. He'll take it up the middle, brought down around the 32-yard line.
Yeah, a gain of about another 4 yards. Bloomsburg is still behind the original line of scrimmage, though, so it's going to be about a 3rd and 12. Same situation Slippery Rock was faced with before, though, so it's not impossible to overcome this. Bloomsburg on the year, 47% have converted their 3rd down opportunities. Slippery Rock holding their opponents, though, to 23%. So Slippery Rock's defense really steps up when it matters most.
Slippery Rock likes to run with that 4-3 defense. And Tim Kelly's in shotgun formation. He rolls to his right. Tim Kelly passes. And it is caught out of bounds, maybe. It's going to have to come down to the referee's decision, and it's going to be out of bounds. He did not get his foot down in time. So that'll bring up a 4th and 12 situation for Bloomsburg.
And we're going to see right here on the replay who the intended receiver was and if he got his foot down or not. And look right there. That's number 1, Glenn Hutton Jr. will slow it down just enough. And he is out of bounds. So a good call right there by the referee, and they'll bring up 4th down for the Bloomsburg Huskies and their punter, Will Wagner. I believe only one of 2 true freshmen on the Huskies roster.
Will Wagner has taken over the punting duties, and he has done a very good job of it. And the punt is away. A long line drive, taking it about the 35-yard line. He makes a few defenders miss. There's a flag now on the play, and he'll be brought down around the 49-yard line.
And that is Scales on the return, who fumbled the kickoff last time into the end zone. We're going to get a flag, though. Might have seen an illegal block in the back on that play. We can't really speculate, as the ball is still going to be Slippery Rock's, though, so Bloomsburg's defense is going out there. And going to have to stop Slippery Rock again. Slippery Rock could easily take the lead on this possession.
And that's going to be an illegal block and a back penalty, as Mike Ziglis helps us speculate on what the flag was for. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some game notes for Slippery Rock. Zach, 3 PSAC championship football games. They last won the state game back in 1974, and that was a 20-7 win over Westchester University. And they lead the PSAC in total offense at 573.4 yards per game, Zach. That's an astonishing stat, and you can imagine that they're going to go ahead and rely on their offense to get the job done today. Barksdale hands it off. It'll be brought up the middle to about the 36, 37-yard line. Handoff was to Green.
A gain of 5 right there, so Shamar Green getting a lot of the carries in the backfield early. You've seen Green, you've seen Crenshaw, you've also seen a couple others. Barksdale's kept it himself, so Slippery Rock really tries to run the ball a lot early on the game.
Barksdale will keep it himself. He goes up the right side now, and he'll be brought down right around the 43-yard line. So Barksdale keeps it himself on that one, and he looks a little bit shaken up on the play, Zach.
And that's actually not Barksdale. That's number 7, Ken Amos, who caught the early touchdown for Slippery Rock. Barksdale's actually going back towards the middle of the field, but Amos is down and holding his helmet. So we'll have to see if he can get up. We hope he is okay. Like to see such a competitive player get back into action. But Barksdale on that last play was able to go right up the middle, and his blockers bounce off him, get to the outside, get just enough for a 1st down with just under 7 minutes left. Slippery Rock driving again as we're going to look at the replay.
Yeah, and you see here Barksdale taking up the right side, and there's the block there by Amos. And he got rolled up underneath a Bloomsburg player there and brought down. Fortunately, now he is getting up with the help of the trainers, and he's trying to walk off on his own power, but it's great to see him get up and able to walk off. Obviously, his return is questionable. We'll be able to find out more as time progresses.
Yeah, Ken Amos catching the early touchdown pass like we said, but Slippery Rock has a lot of receivers that can do the job. Shadman we've already seen. One name we haven't seen yet, LaQuinn Stevens-Howling. You might recognize that name. His older brother, LaRod Stevens-Howling, running back for the Steelers, so have to see if he can get his name into the game as well today.
And Amos is still being helped off to the sideline now. And once he finally gets there, we will go ahead and resume play. And it looks like all is set now, so the whistle is now blown, and time is continuing now. So Barksdale now 1st and 10. And he fakes a handoff. He looks to his right. He's pressured by that Bloomsburg defense, and he's brought down for a huge sack.
And that is number 99, Larry Webster, getting Barksdale on the sack. Barksdale trying to complain to the ref that I wasn't down, I rolled over him, but to no avail. So we're going to look right here. A fake handoff to Green. Could have been possible holding penalty as well on the play. Not completely sure, but Webster just wraps him up in his arms and brings him all the way down around the 30-yard line.
Second and long. Barksdale fumbles the snap, and he's brought down for another sack. So Barksdale not able to get back to the line of scrimmage on that one. He's going to lose about 2 yards on the play.
And Dylan Stair was the one with the initial pressure right there. Barksdale not able to hold on the ball like you said. And Stair comes around from the left side and brings him down. He lost another yard on the play. This is going to bring up a 3rd and 24, Tyler. So that's a very big opportunity for Bloomsburg's defense to stand up.
Barksdale throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. So that'll bring up a 4th and very long for the Slippery Rock Rock. And Slippery Rock wants the call on the sideline, but they're not going to get it.
Yeah, and there possibly could have been a pass interference call, Tyler. The way I saw it, Shamar Green, he might have been held onto on his back as he's trying to go for the ball, but the refs might have judged that ball to be uncatchable. And now number 16 for Bloomsburg, as Lawrence Elliott Jr. is going to be back to return the punt for the Huskies.
James McCombie back to punt for the Slippery Rock Rock. And the punt is away. Now it's a long line drive. Bounce right around the 40-yard line, 30 to the 20. And it'll finally be touchdown right around the 11-yard line. So Bloomsburg pinned back again, but nonetheless, that didn't stop them last time from scoring as Franklin Kouyaté and company really helped out that nice drive.
Yeah, Franklin Kouyaté in the first drive, 82-yard run. We're going to look at game notes for the Huskies now. Their only home loss to Slippery Rock, Tyler, was 1936. So Slippery Rock has the odds against them here today. They've won 16 PSAC football championships. And their last state game that they won was in 1985, like we mentioned before, over IUP, 31-9. And funny thing about the state game, it was played for such a long time, and then it was taken away and reinstituted about 5 years ago. So good to see the state game back for PSAC. Really adds to the competition.
It's going to be the I formation for Tim Kelly and company. 2 receivers to his left. Kelly takes the handoff. Well, takes the snap and hands it off to Kouyaté rather, and he'll go ahead and take it up for a gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah, another 2-yard gain, so Slippery Rock's defense really starting to hold Kouyaté down after the 82-yard run. We have 5 minutes and about 20 seconds left in the first quarter still, so the fast-moving offenses really haven't been able to chew a lot of time off the clock, which is what they're key at doing. So this game is going to turn into a long slugfest, I believe, for both these teams.
You talk about the different offenses, Zach. I mean, Bloomsburg really enjoys eating the clock and running the ball a lot. Slippery Rock enjoys that air raid offense and not controlling a whole lot of time of possession. Tim Kelly rolls out to his left, and he'll throw, and it'll be complete right around the 25-yard line, and he is hit out of bounds.
And that is number 15 for the Husky. There is Connor Gades on the completion, the first completion for Kelly today. The other one, Glenn Hutton Jr., not able to come down with. You're going to see the replay here, rolling out to his left. And Kelly, the right-handed thrower, usually that's the easier side as you're leading your body towards the throw. And Gades able to come down with it for a new set of downs.
So it'll be 1st and 10, as you said, for Tim Kelly and the Bloomsburg Husky offense. Kelly takes a snap, hands it off to Kouyaté. Kouyaté takes it up the middle. We see a helmet roll now. Kouyaté will be brought down around the 28-yard line, so that play for Slippery Rock is going to have to come off due to NCAA regulation.
Yeah, NCAA regulations now, like you said, Tyler. That is number 41 for Slippery Rock. That is Jake Myers. I believe he is the one stepping in for Quindell Dean today. Just a safety precaution, try and make sure no one gets hurt out there. It's a good move by the NCAA, I believe, to try and maintain the future health of these players.
Couldn't agree more. You see it becoming such a problem in the pros, and they want to prevent that from happening in the collegiate levels. So 2nd down for Bloomsburg. Kelly takes a snap, hands it off to Kouyaté. Kouyaté will take it up the middle, and the scrum forms right around the 30-yard line. So on forward progress, Kouyaté will gain a couple yards.
Yeah, and they're going to be faced with about a 3rd and 4. So Bloomsburg, their running style, Slippery Rock's defensive line has been able to stand up and stop them, led by Gary Allen and company. Austin Mealy's out there as well, trying to make some tackles. So Kouyaté excuse me. If he can get to the outside, he'll really have a lot of room to run. But in the middle, Slippery Rock is stepping up and stopping him.
It'll be 3rd and about 4 for the Bloomsburg Huskies. Kelly back in shotgun formation. He has a sidecar to his right. He'll take the snap, fake the throw to his left. He takes it up the middle himself for the first down and more. And he'll dive right around the 48-yard line. So with that play, Bloomsburg moves the sticks and gets a nice first down conversion.
Yeah, gain of 12 on that play. Tim Kelly showing that he can do exactly what Barksdale for Slippery Rock can do too. Fakes the outside screen pass, takes it right up the middle of Slippery Rock's defense that opened a wide hole. Taken down by Mealy right around the midfield. So with 2:52 left in the first quarter, Bloomsburg is trying to get another drive going and score.
It'll be a pro I formation again. 2 tight ends in this one. Hands it off to Parsnick up the left side. Parsnick will take it right around the 49-yard line, just short of midfield, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And Parsnick is able to get a gain of 1 yard. We're going to look right here, though. Number 56 for Slippery Rock. That is Tony Papley, able to roll across the line and come out from behind for the tackle on Parsnick and hold him to a 1-yard gain. And Parsnick really could have broken some tackles and gained a lot more yardage. Luckily, Papley was there to stop him.
That'll bring up 2nd down and about 8. Ball located right on the 50-yard line. And Kelly takes a snap. He looks to throw, and he will, and it'll be batted down by the Slippery Rock player. That looks like it's number 56. It's Tony Papley again.
Yeah, Tony Papley really stepping up the last couple plays, trying to make a name for himself in the PSAC championship game. Papley, he is a redshirt senior, so this might be his last game he plays. You never know with playoff implications on the line here today. So you like to see the effort that Slippery Rock is giving right now. A win, you would think, assures them a playoff spot. If they lose, you don't know what their future may hold.
1 minute and 54 seconds left here in the first quarter, all tied up at 7. Kelly back in shotgun formation, takes a snap. He looks to throw, and he will over the left side, and it is incomplete to his receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Huskies.
And that one was incomplete. And that was number 99. That's Larry Webster, Tyler. He's a defensive lineman out there trying to receive the ball. Must have came in as an eligible receiver. I was perplexed when I saw that number. I was like, why is such a high number out there trying to receive the ball? But I guess a special package that the Huskies use, trying and catch opposing defenses off guard.
And the punt team is now out for Bloomsburg as we see Wagner ready to punt the ball away. And they're going to bring another person back out on the field. They were 1 man short, so that'll bring out the complete 11 players. And it looks like that's going to be a timeout call possibly. Either that or a delay of game was imminent. So they'll go ahead and take the delay of game for the yardage there. So that'll back them back. That'll back them up 5 yards, Zach, and that'll bring up 4th and long. But they, like I said, they're just doing it for the yardage, and that'll bring out a second person back to receive for Slippery Rock.
Yeah, Will Wagner, he might be one of those coffin corner kind of punters with a little bit more yardage. He might be able to pin it down around the 1 or 2 yard line. Now you see 2 returners there and try and stop that for Slippery Rock.
And the snap is there, and the punt is away. And it'll be taken at the 18-yard line. Up to it goes to the 35, the 40, and he'll be brought down out of bounds by number 59 for Bloomsburg. That's Sam Jusbachik.
And now, Tyler, we're going to look at the championship breakdown for PSAC football, including the co-champions. Westchester leads all time with 18. Indiana right behind 17. Then Bloomsburg, 3rd place, 16. Slippery Rock top 5 as well at 9. Our own Cal U at number 8, with 8, and putting them near the top. But a lot of these teams have won a lot of championships. So Seton Hill, a new team. I'd like to see them maybe progress in a couple years as well.
Barksdale's pass is complete to the left side. It'll be taken up to around the 50-yard line. Not enough for the first down, I believe, but nonetheless a great play.
Yeah, great play right there. Looks like that is Crenshaw, I believe, on the reception. So another screen pass to a back. That's something that Barksdale's like to have done so far today.
And that play will be broken up as it's caught by Shademan right around the 49-yard line. We'll go ahead and take a look at the replay, Zach.
And Shadman right there with the reception right around the 50-yard line. Not able to turn and run is right there. Number 9 for Bloomsburg, Gary Postel, able to come up from his defensive back position and stop him immediately. A 3rd and 1 right at midfield.
And it is a handoff up the middle it goes. And it'll be brought down right around the 37-yard line. So Slippery Rock on that 3rd down conversion gets a new set of downs.
Yeah, 13-yard play right there on 3rd down. It's going to bring up about 40 seconds, so this might be the last play of the quarter. We'll have to see.
Barksdale with another handoff up the middle it goes, and it'll be brought down right around the 39-yard line. So the last play only going to about the 38. That one going to about the 35 now they're going to go ahead and call it. So it'll be 2nd and about 8.
2nd and 8. 20 seconds left. Slippery Rock, as fast as they move, they're going to get another play off.
And Barksdale throws over the middle. It's a bomb to the end zone, and it is almost intercepted, but the Bloomsburg defender drops it in the end zone. So a long heave for the end zone for Barksdale to get the job done, trying to end the first half on a good note.
Yeah, and that's Shadman, the intended receiver on the play. Shadman almost had to become the defensive back on that one. Try and make sure an interception did not occur, as Postel is the one back there, I believe, for Bloomsburg to try and come up with the ball.
Yeah, it's not the end of the first half. It's the end of the first quarter, rather. But nonetheless, we see Barksdale taking up the left side, and it'll go for a positive gain of about 2 yards, but that'll bring up 4th down, and that will end the first quarter here at Redmond Stadium.
Yeah, that last play, Larry Webster coming up with the coverage from behind, but that is the end of the first, all tied at 7.
When we come back, the second quarter will be here at Redmond Stadium, here on PCN.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
And we welcome you back to the PSAC Championship game here at Redmond Stadium. We're all tied up at 7. And it looks like Barksdale is going to throw over the middle. And that pass is going to be incomplete, but there is the flags on the field. That'll be a defensive pass interference, you would have to assume.
That's number 5, Jonathan Patrick, who was on the coverage, the intended receiver. I was not able to catch with my eye. I was busy watching the coverage for Bloomsburg, trying to find the open receivers for Slippery Rock. We might also see an offensive pass interference because both players were taking it up in their hands. We're about to get the call from our referee, Mike Ziglis.
And that'll be 1st and 10 for the Rock of Slippery Rock. Nonetheless, we'll go ahead and take a look at the replay there. I believe that was number 17 for the Rock. I believe that's Shamir Detrezuli. And that's actually going to be number 13. I apologize. That's Julian Harrell on the intended receiver. So not looking so well for Slippery Rock on that play, but nonetheless, they have a real nice break there in the pass interference call, and they'll be awarded a new set of downs. It's a handoff up the middle, and Bloomsburg responds well to that penalty as they stop Slippery Rock right at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, there's Shamar Green on the carry. Got right back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost about a half a yard in the play. Slippery Rock, though, they're really going to have to capitalize on this penalty mistake by Bloomsburg and Jonathan Patrick. If they want to come out to a lead, they have to at least get close enough for a field goal opportunity, I believe.
It'll be a handoff to Green now, and he takes it up to around the 15-yard line, rather. So a nice run there for Slippery Rock. They get some positive yardage back.
Yeah, getting some positive yardage back. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3. So a manageable third down opportunity here, but if you don't get it, you know you're at least in field goal range to get at least 3 points.
Barksdale takes it up the middle, and he is rocked by the Husky defender there, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
So Bloomsburg's defense able to step up and make sure that Slippery Rock doesn't get into the end zone on that play or even get a new set of downs, but it looks like Slippery Rock is actually going to go for it on 4th down, Tyler. And this will be their second 4th down opportunity on the game. They were 8 for 23. That's 35% for your mathematicians at home on the season. Try and make it 2 for 2 today.
I believe that was Chris Kennedy there on the tackle for the Huskies, as now Barksdale looks to recover off that play and try to convert here on 4th down. Barksdale holds it himself, and that'll be brought down before he can get to the first down markers. So a huge 4th down stop for Bloomsburg. The 12th man is into it now, and that'll bring up a turnover on downs and a new set of downs for the Huskies.
Yeah, we're going to look at the replay right here. Barksdale, he had an option play right there, Teddy Blakeman, but he doesn't go for it, tries to break himself back up the middle, and he is rocked immediately. It's going to be 1st and 10, Bloomsburg from the 13. We're going to look at the PSAC East standings now, Tyler. Bloomsburg finished 6-1 in the division. They defeated Westchester the last week of the season to claim the East title.
Absolutely. I mean, you have Shippensburg, who has a very nice game today with the IUP Crimson Hawks. A lot of good action going around the PSAC today, as we say Cuyate take it up right around the first down line here, but we'll see if the referees award it to him or not.
And they are going to award it to him, Tyler, so it will be a new set of downs right around the 28-yard line, or excuse me, the 23-yard line. So Cuyate getting a good job of getting the 10 yards they needed with 12:57 left in the first half.
High formation for Kelly. He's reading the defense, and he will now take the snap. Hands it off to his fullback. Up the middle it goes. And he'll gain about maybe 1 or 2 yards out of this one to bring up second down.
And that is Matt Wenrick on the carry, number 45 for Bloomsburg. The first time we've seen them hand off to their fullback. Try and give Cuyate and the rest of the backs a little bit of a break because they've been doing so much running. Kelly, not the most prolific passer. I believe you could really call him a game manager. Kind of like Trent Dilfer when he won the Super Bowl with the Ravens. Just manage the game and do the and get your opportunities and prove yourself when you need to.
Slippery Rock running that 4-3 defense. Kelly takes a snap and hands it off to Cuyate. Up the left side it goes. And he will try to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up third down and about 9. And a flag now on the play, late, really late. But we'll go ahead and take a look at the replay.
We're going to look at the replay. Cuyate, he's stood up in the backfield. He tries to run forward, loses about a yard in the play. We're going to look at the flag. And Tyler, Slippery Rock is one of the most penalized teams in all the PSAC. So penalties could hurt them. Bloomsburg's already had a couple when Slippery Rock is on offense to try and help the Rock. We'll see if Slippery Rock can return the favor, I guess you could say, for the Huskies.
And the referees are still talking this one over, Zach. You have Mike Ziglis, Jim Kaufman as well talking this one over. We'll have the official call. And they'll call a personal foul on, I believe they called it on number 23 for the Rock. It's going to be an offsetting penalty. I apologize for that one. So that'll bring up second and about 9 Ball located now on the 24-yard line.
Yeah, so they're going to replay the down. This might actually hurt Slippery Rock more than it hurts Bloomsburg, because Bloomsburg now has more opportunities. Actually, they're going to call it third down, Tyler. So since it was after the play, they're not going to replay the down. So pardon me for getting that incorrect. With 11:44 left, Bloomsburg now only has one opportunity to try and get the necessary yardage.
Shotgun formation, 2 to Kelly's right and a sidecar to his right as well. Kelly takes a snap. He's pressured. He's going to take it up the left side. He has a key block there. He'll take it up. He's got the first down and more. He'll be brought down around the 41-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds.
And Tim Kelly proving he can run as well, doing a good job getting out to the Slippery Rock sideline. You're going to see right here, number 97 for the Rock. That is Matt Peacock trying to get pressure. Tries to call for holding. Key blocks right there. And then another one downfield as the Slippery Rock defenders can't get to him. Brings up a new set of downs.
I believe that was Larry Webster on that downfield block. Zach, we've seen him downfield quite a few times. Bloomsburg really likes to put him down there for passing options and for blocking options as well. And the handoff to Cuete. And he'll be brought down right around the 43-yard line. So a gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah, Cuete just trying to chip away, pull some time off the clock, but continue driving his team down the field. That's what he likes to do the most. Yeah, the 82-yard run we saw before is nice and flashy, but Cuete, I'm sure he would take more opportunities to run. He'd like to get the yardage, but if he can take time off the clock but still get in the end zone, he'll take that every day as well.
And that I formation is back out for the Huskies. 2 to Kelly's left. And he looks left and he throws left, and it is caught and it dropped, I believe, before he gets out of bounds. So that play will go incomplete and it'll bring up third down.
I believe that's number 16. That's Lawrence Elliott Jr. We saw him in punt return action before. Right there, he catches the ball, just not able to hold on to it. So a bad break for Bloomsburg is coming up another third down. It's this time 3rd and 8 from the 42-yard line.
And we all know PSAC Championship action continues next Saturday on PCN with the women's volleyball title match. Live coverage starts at 2 p.m. on November 23rd exclusively on PCN. Watch on cable, online, or on the go with PCN Select on PCNTV.com. Kelly takes a snap, and it is intercepted right around the 43, 44-yard line, and Slippery Rock comes away with a huge turnover. And this is going to give some momentum to Slippery Rock's favor, Zach, and they're going to look to try to carry that onto their offensive possession.
We're going to look right here. There's really no receiver in the vicinity of where Kelly was throwing it, and it's hard to tell exactly who came up with the interception. We'll get it in a second on our live stats updater, but Kelly only threw 5 interceptions in the regular season title, and like we said, that was second behind only Matt Soltz of East Stroudsburg. So right there, Kelly making an uncharacteristic mistake, giving the ball right back to the Rock instead of having them to possibly punt it away and pin them back very deep.
And Barksdale will send his running back in motion, and he'll throw to him, and it'll be dropped instead of being complete, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And right there, number 30, that is Teddy Blakeman, the intended receiver on the play, just not able to come up with it. He looked like he was going to start running before he actually caught the ball. That's a key mistake to do in football. A lot of coaches say make sure you have the ball before you start to run. Blakeman not able to do that there.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Barksdale fakes a couple hands-offs there, and he throws over the middle, and it's caught by Shadman. And he'll be brought down under his own power right around the 33-yard line.
Another big gain right there. That's a 33-yard gain for Shadman, and he likes to get all those big gains out on the field. Does number 15 for the Rock.
And there's that fast air raid offense, fast package ball offense as well, going into effect there for Slippery Rock as they go no huddle, and they're going to go ahead and get a couple yards of their own here, and that'll bring up 2nd and about 8 or 9.
Actually, that's actually going to only bring up about 2nd and 1, so you mixed up your numbers right there, Tyler. But Barksdale trying to tire out the Bloomsburg defense here.
He's going to do so on the ground again as he keeps it himself and goes out of bounds around the 16-yard line. So Barksdale carrying that momentum from the interception from Admir Clark. And he's continuing this drive, and a new set of downs is awarded.
Yeah, and Barksdale When I watch him play, he reminds me so much of a Russell Wilson or a Colin Kaepernick, the way he keeps his eyes downfield but keeps moving his feet. Such an athletic performer at the quarterback position.
And he'll keep it himself, and he'll be brought down right around the 5-yard line. So another first down there for the Rock, and that'll bring up 1st and goal.
And right there, Barksdale had a clear open view to the end zone, but a defender for Bloomsburg comes out of nowhere, and that is number 9. That is Gary Postel. Comes out of nowhere and takes Barksdale down. A touchdown-saving tackle right there.
Barksdale rolls right and throws, and it is caught, but he cannot get into the end zone before he's pushed out of bounds around the 2-yard line.
And that is Harrell on the reception. So Bloomsburg's defense trying everything to make sure Slippery Rock doesn't get into the end zone, try and force a field goal opportunity here. You can get away with 3 points. 7 points might be a deciding factor later in the game.
8:34 left in the first half. And that'll be taken into the end zone for the touchdown for Slippery Rock. Number 30 on the carry was Ted Blakeman.
And Teddy Blakeman, he had 12 touchdowns during the regular season. Technically, I guess you can still call this the regular season, so going to add to his total right there. And Slippery Rock now going to take a 13-7 lead. And that's going to be very critical because Slippery Rock, they don't get the ball first to start second half. You'd like to build a lead, make sure Bloomsburg can't have as much of an opportunity to come back when they're going to have ball to start the second half, excuse me.
And the kick is up and away, and it is good. So with that point, it'll make it 14-7, and when we come back, the rest of the first half action right here on PCN.
My name is Bryn Steinsugar. I'm a junior at Shippensburg University, and I play field hockey. When I was a freshman at Shippensburg, we had a perfect 20-0 regular season record. We knew our ultimate goal was nationals, and we had been in the Final Four for the past few years, and something with that team just clicked. Definitely not the ideal weather for field hockey. We were also on a different surface than we're used to. I spent preseason in Bermuda, so going from Bermuda to snow was just a complete, 180. It was awesome. I can't even describe it, but playing for a national championship and being in that atmosphere was just incredible, and I think we all will look back as one of our favorite memories. Shippensburg is a great program with field hockey and academics. I am a good student, I guess you could say. I've been on Dean's List every semester, national academic team both years as a player. So, I'm a human resources major. I have a minor in coaching, but the idea of law has always been in the back of my mind as well. It sounds funny, but my dad has constantly told me that I argue well and that he could definitely see me doing it. I like to set high goals, and law school would definitely be an accomplishment. So this is my experience, my life, and this is why I chose Division II.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
We welcome you back to Redmond Stadium here for the PSAC Conference Championship game between the Rock of Slippery Rock and the Bloomsburg University Huskies, where Slippery Rock currently leads Bloomsburg 14-7. And now Bloomsburg is back to receive after that touchdown from Slippery Rock, and they're going to look to try to turn things around for themselves before the half ends. 8:29 left in the first half, Zach, and it's been a very great first half of football so far.
Yeah, very good first half of football. We still have 8.5 minutes left, though, Tyler, so I'm sure we have not seen anything yet out of both these teams. Kouyaté, I'm sure at any time he can start to get going. Barksdale on that drive proved he was probably the best athlete on his team, doing everything he could to get into the end zone. His kick is away now.
It'll be taken around the 11-yard line, and he'll take it up the right side, and he'll be pushed out of bounds around the 30. And on that take back was number 22, Damon Finley, the defensive back for Bloomsburg.
Yeah, and Bloomsburg, we've not seen any real big flashy returns yet, so out of both teams, really. So special teams really playing a factor into making sure field position isn't very good for both teams. Try and make them work for their points in a championship environment like this. You're going to want the best out of all your players. We've seen a couple penalties, but that's about it. Everyone's really doing their part.
And that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Ball on the 30-yard line. Kelly hands it off to his running back up the right side. It goes, and he'll be brought down around the 33-yard line for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
And Austin Mealy was on the tackle. We touched on him in our open, number 42, coming up from the safety spot and making the tackle. And that was Parsnick on the carry. Gain of about 3, so 2nd and 7 it will now be for the Huskies.
And remember, this production is available for purchase. Relive this battle for the conference championship any day of the year. Just visit PCNTV.com and order your DVD today. And it'll bring up 2nd down for Kelly and his offense, and he looks like the running back will take it up for a gain of maybe 1 yard there. Not much happening for Bloomsburg as of late. The running game virtually being shut down, Zach.
Yeah, on Slippery Rock's defense, we touched on them already multiple times. They're only allowing 93 rushing yards per game. So Cuyate's 82-yard run might be the most we see in an individual run. We're going to see some short, chippy running styles from both of these teams today, I think. And it's just going to be, it might come down to who has the ball last with time on the clock and try and get that last score to pull away with victory.
It'll be 3rd down for the Huskies. A lot of 3rd down conversions today for them, and they're going to look to do it again. Kelly takes a snap, and he's rushed, and he will throw the ball forward. It looks like that's going to be an attempted pass, and nonetheless, it's not going to work well for them. It could have been ruled a fumble, Zach. It honestly could have gone any way, but the refs decided that it was a pass after all.
And we're going to look right here. Kind of shovels it right at the Slippery Rock defender. I'm surprised there wasn't a pass, or excuse me, an intentional grounding, but I guess because they hit the defender, they weren't going to call that. But a very odd set of plays right there from Tim Kelly and company. Going to bring Will Wagner out for yet another punt.
Back to receive. There's 2 of them now for Slippery Rock, so with the extra field position behind them, they want those 2 back to be able to control the ball if need be. Wagner's punt is away. And it's a nice spiral punt, taking it around the 18-yard line. And he's going to try to take it up there. He takes it up the right side. A huge block there from a defender. And he continues rolling to about the 30-yard line, still on his feet as he goes to the 40, now to the 45, to the 50, right around midfield. And that Slippery Rock sideline and that Slippery Rock fan section is going crazy.
And that was number 17, Jamier Dutrell. And it goes against what I said before. Special teams were doing a good job right here. Dutrell points out the blocking schemes that he needs, finds a hole, gets it to the outside, breaks a lot of tackles in this one as well. We see a lot of these nice punt returns in the PSAC, and going out about midfield is where we're going to mark the ball. So Barksdale and company going to have very good starting field position here on this drive.
Barksdale coming out with that full house package. 2 receivers to his left. Sends 1 running back in motion. He fakes the handoff to him, and it'll be handed off to the receiver. Instead, he'll bring it up to about the 49, 48-yard line. So a successful play for Slippery Rock as they gain him about 2 yards.
And that is LaQuinn Stevens howling in the play. The first time we've called him in Barksdale. Such a good impromptu quarterback because we have a player down for Bloomsburg, I believe. But on the replay, able to pump fake a couple times, fake a handoff, and then pitch it to Stevens Howling as he can run on the end around. A good job of trying to fake out the defense and doing a good job.
Howling is a senior, so he's trying to live up to his brother's name there and trying to get his way into the NFL as well. So he's going to do his best in this game. And we see that injured Husky down on the ground right now. And it looks like he's going to get up on his own power as the athletic trainer kind of talks him through it. And there he is. He's up on his own power, so that's great to see. Well, let's go ahead, and if you're just joining us, take a look at the 3 touchdowns that have put the 21 points on the board.
Yeah, the first one right here, Joe Parsnick right after Franklin Cuyate's 82-yard run early in the first quarter will get Bloomsburg on the board first, and then a 4th and 12, a 31-yard touchdown pass to Ken Amos. We have not seen Amos come back in yet. He walked away with an injury. And then Nigel Barksdale hands it off to Teddy Blakeman. He'll get another touchdown on his season. That will make 13 for Blakeman. And that's the way the scoring has gone so far. We're going to look at some of the scores around the PSAC, Tyler. One key game I'm looking at, Seton Hill and Cheney. Both teams haven't won yet this year. They're tied at 10 right at the start of the third quarter. Like to see the competitive drive of both these teams try and get a big win at the end of the year.
Shippensburg and IUP also playing 14-7 in the favor of IUP. But Barksdale takes a snap now, and he'll be brought down right at midfield. He'll go nowhere with the help there of number 99, Larry Webster.
And Larry Webster has really proven to be the one guy in the defense that is making a name for himself. He's played offense as well, almost caught a pass, for goodness sakes, as we're going to have a big 3rd and 10, 6:05 left in the first half.
3rd and 10, the official call. Barksdale takes a pass, rolls to his left, and he throws over the center, and it is brought down by Shadman right around the 35-yard line. So just whenever you thought Slippery Rock was in trouble, they get themselves out of it.
And Shadman has really produced today in the clutch moments, gets his hands up there and comes down with the ball. Shadman only 6 feet tall, able to jump up in the air and come down with that ball, though.
Barksdale going to look to his right to throw, and he does. To Shadman it goes, caught at the 15, and he'll try to roll off a defender there, but he'll be brought down at the 15-yard line. So another first down for Slippery Rock. They've had plenty of those today.
And Barksdale has such a tremendous amount of time to throw, and Shadman is making such good cuts out in his routes to try and get away from defenders and makes him wide open.
12 first downs for Slippery Rock today. Barksdale will take it up the right side, and he'll be brought down right around the 12-yard line. So a moderate gain of yardage there for Barksdale, and they're now into the red zone, and they're trying to find themselves another 7 points for the scoreboard.
Yeah, in prime position to do that again, Tyler, with just over 5 minutes left in the first half. You want to extend your lead. Try and make it 21-7, 17-7 would even suffice.
Barksdale's pass is complete. To the right side it goes, and he tries to extend that ball past the pylon, but nonetheless he steps out of bounds before that happens. But nonetheless, it'll be a very nice completion there for Slippery Rock.
And that almost was Teddy Blakeman's second touchdown in the day. Marked out of bounds about the 7-yard line, bring up a 3rd and 1. You only need to get to about the 5-yard line for a new set of downs, so it's really 3rd and 2. But we're going to get a timeout now from Bloomsburg.
Bloomsburg wants some time to fix their red zone defense a little bit and try to spruce it up and create a 4th down here for the Rock, and they don't want them to get another first down, make that 13. They don't want to let them have any more points either.
And now, Tyler, we're going to look at the PSAC Scholar Athlete. For football, at least, there's one for every sport, and that is Jake Myers for Slippery Rock. He has a 3.818 GPA in exercise sciences, champion scholar for PSAC football. This took place during a pregame, Tyler, but an honorable award right there for Myers.
It's not all just about athletics, Zach. It's also about how you do in and out of the classroom. Academics is also a very huge thing in your life. I mean, you can't rely on football to go pro, but you can always rely on having a job once you graduate college, Zach, and becoming successful in your future endeavors.
Absolutely, Tyler. Always good to get a good education. Football isn't everything in life. You see a lot of these Division II, Division I athletes. There's one commercial I remember that says, I went Division I, but I went on to do something else after my sports career. So always good to see these athletic athletes, I guess you could say, moving on to bigger and brighter careers after sports as well.
It'll be 3rd and 2 for Barksdale. Ball located on the 7-yard line. He has a sidecar to his right. That's Green. 2 receivers to his left. He takes the snap, hands it off to Green. Green will take it up the center, and he'll get to around the 5-yard line. That should be enough for the first down, so that'll bring up 1st and goal for the Rock, and they are threatening to score again.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and goal from right around the 4-yard line. Shamar Green on the handoff right up the middle. Got about 3 yards on that carry.
Barksdale will roll to his right, and an option pass there. And that'll be a touchdown as he extends the ball past the pylon. Green gets a touchdown there, and that'll put 6 points on the board.
And an absolutely tremendous play right there. Barksdale, I thought he was going to keep it himself, and he had a Green right there. Tosses it right out around the 5-yard line. Green able to extend himself as the defender meets him. Keeps it right inside the pylon for another 6 points. Trying to make it 21-7. Slippery Rock trying to really pull themselves away from the Huskies today.
You talk about patience on that play, Zach. I mean, he waited till the very last second to flick that ball back to Green. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So Slippery Rock adds that point to the board, and that'll make it 21-7, as you see on your PSAC scoreboard. And a very, very great drive there for Slippery Rock. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to go ahead and look at some of those key plays as well.
Yeah, there's a couple key plays here. Barksdale fakes a handoff and then rolls out to his left, keeps his eyes downfield. I believe this is where he's going to find Shadman right here. And then another replay. We're going to have the touchdown scoring play right here. Barksdale pitches it out to Green at the 5-yard line. He will make his way in. And then, Tyler, we're going to look at the rest of the Scholar champions for the PSAC in the fall. We're going to have men's golf, Sean Mahan of Gannon. Women's golf, that is Galen Carrick of Mercyhurst. Women's cross country, Malaya Shaw of Clarion. And men's cross country, Morgan Hugel of California. And then we also have field hockey, Nancy Stamen of Westchester. Women's soccer, Cara Diola of Westchester. And Ryan Lund for men's soccer from Mercyhurst.
It's great to see a lot of these Scholar athletes being awarded there, Zach. And I mean, it's an honor, honestly. If I had the opportunity to receive that award, I couldn't describe it any better than an honorable thing to have. It's like we were saying, it's not all about sports. It's about how well you do academically and how that GPA comes out and how well you do in your future endeavors whenever your career starts upon receiving that diploma. And that ball will be brought out of the end zone by Bloomsburg, and he'll take it up the left side to the 30, to the 35, down around the 37-yard line. So a nice, I would have to guess, at least a 40-yard return there for Bloomsburg will set up Tim Kelly and company with excellent field position.
And that's number 16. That's Lawrence Elliott Jr. on the return, doing a good job of finding some holes through the middle, not working his way to the outside where the defenders want you, so it's easy to push you out of bounds. You can find some holes there and work down the field.
And you can never miss the big game, but with the new PCN selection app, you can watch this game on your phone or iPad anywhere you are. Simply subscribe to PCN Select at PCNTV.com and download the app today from the App or Play Store. PCN Sports and the PCN Select app, the best seat for on-the-go sports fans. And it'll be first down and 10 for Kelly. He hands it off to Kouyaté. Up the left side it goes, and Slippery Rock's defense holds him to a 1-yard gain.
And Tyler, the momentum in this game has really shifted all the way to the Rock sideline. The stands for Bloomsburg are quiet. The players on the sideline for Bloomsburg are quiet. The offense for Bloomsburg has become quiet in the last few drives. Slippery Rock is really playing up, playing loud, in your face at the moment, trying to stop the Huskies, who might have been the better team, I guess you could say, but Slippery Rock trying to prove that wrong with a victory today.
Kelly's pass is thrown up the left side. It goes, and it is complete up the left sideline there, and it looks like that's number 18, if I'm not mistaken. That's Tony Peregrine.
That is Tony Peregrine, and Bloomsburg just fooled me right there. I was saying they're about to get quiet and completely routed themselves up, got the crowd into it, and a big key play right there. 3:35 left in the first half, trying to lessen the deficit that they face against the Rock now.
And Bloomsburg is about to enter the red zone, Zach. They have only failed on 3 occasions in the season, Zach, in the red zone. 2 of them were because they were running down the clock. And now Kouyaté will take it, and he'll fall over his own feet there right around the original line of scrimmage. So virtually no gain on that play.
Yeah, and Kouyaté, we've not really able to call his name for any flashy plays today. So we're going to probably awaken the sleeping monster at some point. So, well, he had an 82-yard run, of course, Tyler, but after that, he's really been stopped. So we're going to have to see if Slippery Rock is able to let him run through them again at some point.
Kelly back to pass. He throws to his left. He has his receiver there, and it's just a little overthrown for the receiver. That was number 1, Glenn Hutton Jr.
And Glenn Hutton Jr., the leading receiver for this Bloomsburg team, just too far ahead of him, just over his head. Kelly, he's had to throw a little bit more, try and get back into this game, but Hutton not able to catch up with the ball He might have barely just gotten a foot in there, I believe. And it's going to be 3rd and 10 now from around the 23-yard line.
We talk about Quayte and his stats today. 9 attempts, 108 yards. So a net worth of 106. He lost 2 yards on carry so far. So 108 yards for Quayte. Not a bad showing. Tim Kelly rolls to his right. He throws, and it is caught around the 10-yard line. He is pushed out of bounds. That's number 16 for Bloomsburg, if I'm not mistaken.
It's actually number 15, Tyler. That is Connor Gades, excuse me. So a big play right there. Kelly trying to work his passing prowess into the game.
As we said, he's been doing very well with it, Zach. He only had 5 interceptions up to this point in the season. Now he is up to 6 after that interception today. Very few attempts from him throughout the season, but now starting to work his game into the game as Quayte takes up the left side. He has his blocks, and there's a touchdown for Quayte. Now you hear the 12th man come alive. The Bloomsburg fans have awakened, and they have a reason to with those 6 points.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking for out of Quayte. I was not taking anything really away from him. 9 carries, 108 yards. Now he gets another touchdown to add to a season total. That's now 25 on the year. That's what you have to look for if you're Bloomsburg. Get your star player the ball and make him run towards the end zone. So going to try and make this a 1-possession game with just over 2 minutes and 10 seconds left.
And the hold is down, and it is blocked by Slippery Rock. And it is no good. So a great job by the Slippery Rock special teams to get in there and put that ball away. So no 7th point is awarded. It'll be 21-13 Slippery Rock. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the key plays on that drive, Zach.
And we're going to look at a key play here. Tim Kelly faking the handoff to Quayte. Quayte goes out to block. And then Kelly, this is the deep pass. I believe this is Tony Peregrine, and it is able to get the ball. Steps out of bounds around the 23-yard line after Bloomsburg really had been stalled on offense for the last couple drives. And then Quayte gets it to the outside on the left side towards the Slippery Rock sideline and able to force his way into the end zone. So now it stands 21-13. Tyler, we're going to look at the other games around the PSAC. It's crossover play this week. We have a couple scores to update as well.
Seton Hill Cheney still tied up at 10. Westchester pulling away from Clarion, 27-0. IUP over Shippensburg right now, 21-7. Gannon currently beating Lock Haven 24-0. Kutztown only up to Edinburgh 7-0. Mercyhurst and East Stroudsburg, another very interesting matchup, Zach. 17-7 in the favor of Mercyhurst. And Shepherd currently beating Concord 13-2. That one is a PSAC East game. So a lot of good games so far going on around the PSAC. It's always great action, and this game was already it's a very good game here. It was already planned, Zach, that they would play this game no matter which team was the PSAC East or West champions, and they went ahead and played it anyway. So not a whole lot of shift in the schedule, and we get to see these two teams now, instead of just competing as a regular season game, they're competing for a championship instead.
Yeah, and I believe that's like the 3rd or 4th time that's happened in the last 6 years to the PSAC. So good for the schedule makers. They don't have to really work a lot harder during the last week of the season.
And the ball is taken at around the 12-yard line, so it'll be brought up to around the 30 to the 40 now. Find some open running room, and the returner will be brought down right around the 43-yard line. But my apologies on that Shepherd Concord game. That is not a PSAC game, of course, but Shepherd is in the Super Region games, Super Region at least, Super Region 1. So that is why that is on our stat sheet. That's a game to watch to see if Shepherd can maintain their spot in the Atlantic region and make sure that they can find themselves possibly in the NCAA tournament.
And another key game, Virginia State Winston-Salem. We saw that game was canceled today after some allegations this past weekend between the two teams. So Super Region 1 really going to shake up this next coming standings as the playoff selection show is tomorrow afternoon at 5:30.
And the snap is taken, and Barksdale will throw to his left, and it's complete up to the 50-yard line. And he'll try to stutter step, go to about the 40 where he's finally pushed down. So that'll give Slippery Rock the first down.
And that is Jameyer Dutrell doing a good job. Looked like he was going to force his way out of bounds. The Bloomsburg defenders kind of slowed down, pushed him out, and then he broke it back. And I saw a coach for Bloomsburg absolutely furious that Bloomsburg not able to take him down out of bounds.
Barksdale takes a snap, and he is pressured, and he'll be brought down for the sack. So a great job by the Huskies, and Larry Webster coming down with a sack there. We've called his name so many times in this game, Zach, and he continues to be that huge defensive presence.
Yeah, Larry Webster just not being able to be stopped by the Slippery Rock offensive line. The right tackle for Slippery Rock is Corey Tucker. He's just not able to match up with him very well on the right side.
And Barksdale will check up now and read that play from the sideline. 3 receivers to his right, and he has Green as a sidecar to his left. Barksdale looks back and he throws it deep, and it is complete to the Slippery Rock athlete. He'll be brought down around the 6-yard line.
And that is number 25. That is Drew Scales. He is the guy that fumbled the kickoff into the end zone and almost cost his team some points right there, coming up big. He was also the return man on the kickoff that started this drive, so Scales starting to step up on this drive as well.
1st and goal for the Rock, and it is a fumble, and Bloomsburg recovers the ball. So just as Slippery Rock was building momentum, Bloomsburg takes that momentum away with 51 seconds remaining in the first half.
And there, we are not going to have a replay, unfortunately, but Tyler, the Bloomsburg defense, able to come up with a big transitioning point right there. You have 51 seconds left in the first half. Bloomsburg has 2 timeouts left. They're going to try and get back into this one. They get the ball first in the second half, but you'd like some more points here because you cannot take anything for granted in the PSAC championship game. You're laying it out all on the line today. This might be the end of your season. If you lose today, you have to go out there and give it your all.
Got to give it your all every game you play, Zach, and this one's just a little bit more important than the last. So now, with 51 seconds remaining, Tim Kelly's going to try to get the ball downfield possibly and put some points on the board before half. And he hands it off to Cuite. He'll be brought down right around the 5-yard line. So nothing too much happening on that play. Actually, a loss of yardage for Cuite.
It's going to be about a 3-yard loss, so time is going to run off the clock. I think Bloomsburg's just going to accept going into halftime, being down by a little bit, and try to come out in the second half, get better field positioning than they have right now, get some points on the board, and try and pull themselves back into this one.
Roy Dennis was the person who recovered that fumble on that last play. So now we see time checking down now to about 18 seconds. And as you said, Zach, this should be the last play from exhibition for the first half. Kelly takes a snap, and there's a flag on the play. The refs are going to go ahead and blow this one dead.
It's actually going to be a timeout for Slippery Rock. So surprising to see Slippery Rock call a timeout right there. They might have had a defensive coverage blown right there. But Tyler, right here on PCN, if you're a football fan, you're going to love it because coming up on December 13th and 14th, PCN is going to air exclusive live coverage of all 4 PIAA state title games from Hershey Park Stadium. The PIAA State Championships, a production of PCN Sports, only on PCN. And speaking of Hershey Park Stadium, that kind of makes me hungry for some chocolate right now. I've never been to Hershey, Pennsylvania, but I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I've never been there either, Zach. I do enjoy the Hershey Kisses, and the Hershey Special Dark Bars as well is one of my personal favorites. So a great way for the athletes on the high school level to get out and play some championship games, and I'm sure they don't go home empty-handed. I'm sure they go home with some chocolate. At least I know I would.
Absolutely. I'd want to go to the park and say, okay, give me a couple chocolate bars. But we're going to get back to action. We have 6 seconds left now. This is going to be the last play from scrimmage, I believe, Tyler, unless something miraculous happens here.
That might be the reason why Slippery Rock took the timeout. They might want to try to plan for something miraculous. And the formation is now set up to the fullback. He'll be brought down right around the original line of scrimmage, and that'll put the clock to zeros. But not for at least the scores, as Slippery Rock is currently leading the Bloomsburg Huskies 21-13. And that will be the end of the first half here on PCN. When we come back, second half action will be underway.
But yeah, I feel like I've been given a really quality education, so I feel really great about that.
The energy in Bloomsburg classrooms is unrivaled.
Bloomsburg has given me the courage to be exactly what I want to be.
Slippery Rock was my first choice.
My best choice.
Because they have what I wanted to study.
What I wanted to study.
I love my major.
I love the professors. It's so much more.
So much more than a class.
There's a tradition of success.
Leadership.
Community service.
Helping me through my major and bringing about success for my future.
Slippery Rock has shown me the world.
The Rock prepared me for my job.
Slippery Rock University.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about. As nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And we welcome you back to Redmond Stadium here at Bloomsburg University, where we present to you the Bloomsburg University Band for their halftime performance.
My name is Bryn Steinsugar. I'm a junior at Shippensburg University, and I play field hockey. When I was a freshman at Shippensburg, we had a perfect 20-0 regular season record. We knew our ultimate goal was nationals, and we had been in the Final Four for the past few years, and something with that team just clicked. Definitely not the ideal weather for field hockey. We were also on a different surface than we're used to. I spent preseason in Bermuda, so going from Bermuda to snow was just a complete, 180. It was awesome. I can't even describe it, but playing for a national championship and being in that atmosphere was just incredible, and I think we all will look back as one of our favorite memories. Shippensburg is a great program with field hockey and academics. I am a good student, I guess you could say. I've been on Dean's List every semester, national academic team both years as a player. So, I'm a human resources major. I have a minor in coaching, but the idea of law has always been in the back of my mind as well. It sounds funny, but my dad has constantly told me that I argue well and that he could definitely see me doing it. I like to set high goals, and law school would definitely be an accomplishment. So, this is my experience, my life, and this is why I chose Division II.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I feel like I've been given a really quality education, so I feel really great about that.
The energy in Bloomsburg classrooms is unrivaled.
Bloomsburg has given me the courage to be exactly what I want to be.
Slippery Rock was my first choice.
My best choice.
Because they have what I wanted to study.
What I wanted to study.
I love my major.
I love the professors. It's so much more.
So much more than a class.
There's a tradition of success.
Leadership.
Community service.
Helping me through my major and bringing about success for my future.
Slippery Rock has shown me the world.
The Rock prepared me for my job.
Slippery Rock University.
So, if one of these teams happens to fall to 6, they might not find themselves in it.
Brian Shaw's kick is away. It'll go into the back of the end zone, a boot from Shaw, and that'll set up a 1st and 10. Ball will be located on the 25-yard line for Bloomsburg.
Yeah, and the special teams for both teams was starting to get a little bit lackluster the last couple opportunities both of them have had. So kicking it out of the end zone is the best way to make sure you can't return the ball against your special teams. So good job right there by Shaw, who's only the place kicker for Slippery Rock. They have a completely different kicker. I'll have to look him up right now. Their kicker is Mike Wanoskis, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. It is Wanoskis. So having a couple different kickers on your team is something I've really never seen before.
Yeah, usually you have that guy to do place kicking, kickoff all at the same time, but nonetheless, Slippery Rock has some different ideas. 1st and 10 for Bloomsburg. Ball on the 25-yard line. Kelly takes a snap. He hands it off to Kuyate up the left side. It goes. He'll get to the line of scrimmage and up to the 30-yard line now, and that's where he'll be brought down by the Slippery Rock defense rather.
Yeah, a good 5-yard gain right there for Kuyate, starting out the second half and a positive note, getting some positive yardage out to the 30-yard line, trying to get his team back into this one. You're down by 8, so it's nothing too extreme, but you have to score early enough here so you make sure the Slippery Rock, if they do score again, it's not too big of a deficit you can't come back from later in this quarter or even in the 4th.
It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Huskies. The receiver in motion now. And a fake handoff. Kelly looks to throw over the middle. It goes. And it'll be just a little overthrown. The intended receiver there was Glenn Hutton Jr.
And Glenn Hutton Jr. has almost come down with 2 or 3 receptions today. He came out of bounds with one of them, and then he almost had a touchdown that sailed over his head. And right there, same thing happened again. The ball sailed over his head, not able to come down with it. He was in triple or quadruple coverage right there. You see 3 guys all in his vicinity. So Bloomsburg now faced with a 3rd and 5 just underway here in the 3rd quarter.
We've seen a lot of 3rd down conversions from each team in this game so far, Zach, and Kelly's going to make the look that happen on this drive as he's back in the shotgun formation. He pitches immediately to his running back, Parsnick. Parsnick is tripped up and brought down around the 34-yard line. So it looks like it's not going to be enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, I don't think it is, Tyler. So you're going to see the punt team and Will Wagner come out again. And right here, the initial pitch, it looks like it's going to be a big play right there for Parsnick. But in the Slippery Rock defense, right from behind, that's number 45, Gary Allen, brings him down from behind, and he's crunched upon and really pinched as to where he can go, to the outside or back up the middle, and that's what caused it to be a 4th down.
As you said, a 4th down here for the Huskies. Looks like number 25, Scales, is back to receive. We've seen him do fairly well throughout the game, both on kick and punt return. Scales takes it right around the 20. Take it up the right side. He'll fall some blocks. To the 25, he'll be dragged out of bounds. And that's where Barksdale and company will come out and start their drive. But let's go ahead and take a look at the AFCA poll top 25 teams. And there you see MSU. Mankato is up front. And then you have there Shepherd in the Atlantic region. That's number 7. But the 2 teams that are in this game, Bloomsburg and Slippery Rock, as we stated earlier, 12 and 18, are represented in the AFCA poll.
Yeah, Bloomsburg, Westchester, Slippery Rock. You've had IUP in there as well. You've had Cal ranked at one point in the D2Football.com poll. You've had a couple other teams as well. So the PSAC likes to flex their muscle, when it comes to the polling and where they place in the nation.
And a handoff to the left side. It goes to Green, and he'll be brought down out of bounds right around the 28-yard line. Actually, that's not going to be Green. It looks like it's number 30 instead.
That's actually Teddy Blakeman, Tyler, as I see you scanning over your roster. I'll help you out there a little bit, buddy. But Teddy Blakeman has really gotten a little opportunity in running the ball. He's really received the ball a lot better today.
Barksdale takes it up the right side. He has room, and he'll take it up to about the 38-yard line. So Barksdale keeping it himself, getting the necessary 1st down, and that'll move the chains for the Rock.
Yeah, Nigel Barksdale, I'm not sure if they give an MVP award out for this game, Tyler. I know some conference championships do, but he really has to get the vote, in my opinion, at the moment.
A handoff up the middle it goes, and he'll be brought down around the 41-yard line. And there you see Green now. That's his number there, number 23, and he'll get a nice couple yards out of that play.
Yeah, the stable of running backs includes Shamar Green, Teddy Blakeman, LaQuinn Stevens-Howling, Barksdale even, I guess you could put him in there. Doing a good job running the ball today.
Shadman is met as soon as he catches the ball around the 40-yard line. On the play there for Bloomsburg was number 9, Gary Postel.
And Postel has done that a couple times today where Shadman has caught an early screen pass, but Postel come up and read it immediately and knock him down for maybe a loss of about half a yard to a yard on the play.
Barksdale under center now in the shotgun formation. He has 3 receivers to his right. And of course you have Green as a sidecar to his left. Slippery Rock changing up a little bit of their formation, coming out of a bunch package now. And Barksdale's going to keep it himself up the left side, and he hurdles a player, and he fumbles the ball, and it goes out of bounds right around the 46-yard line. So that'll bring up a 4th down now for the Rock. And it's going to be 4th and 1. We've seen Slippery Rock go for it before on 4th down before, Zach.
Yeah, I think right now, though, you're too far into Bloomsburg territory to go for it, as we're going to see James McCombie come out for it, the punt opportunity. But Bloomsburg, their defense caught a lucky break that Barksdale kept it himself, because if he went to pass, there was busted coverage on the far sideline towards the Slippery Rock bench, and Barksdale easily could have found an open receiver on that play.
McCombie back to punt the ball away. A little bit of a low snap, but the punt is gone. It'll be off the helmet of a Slippery Rock player, so there's the obvious flag that comes out. You can't touch the ball before the opposing team touches it first, so Bloomsburg going to benefit from that flag there.
Yeah, I didn't see a fair catch call from the Bloomsburg returner, neither did the Slippery Rock defender, so he was ready to tackle him. He just got a little bit too close to a returner, and that is number 16. That is Lawrence Elliott Jr. So when he got too close from the ball hit off his helmet, it's illegal touching by the kicking team. So that's going to be, I think, a 10 or 15-yard penalty on the play. And actually, Tyler, they call it fair catch interference. I honestly never saw a fair catch signal from the return man. So that's an even bigger penalty, as you see right there. You'll have to see exactly who it is. Number 28, I believe. We'll have to look at our roster. It's Kevin Green, flagged for the penalty.
And it'll be first down for the Huskies. Ball located on the 30-yard line. And Tim Kelly and company is going to come out and try to guide the team downfield and get some points on the board. Kelly takes the snap, hands it off to Cuyate. Up the right side, he'll go to the 30. Breaks a couple of defenders there and gets to about the 33-yard line. So a 3-yard gain for Cuyate and a late flag on the play, Zach. We see the official referee, and that's going to be a holding call against Bloomsburg. So that's actually going to go ahead and come back.
Yeah, and a bad penalty right there for the Bloomsburg offensive line. A senior-laden group making a mistake there, and that's going to negate a 3-yard gain. That's number 50. That's the right tackle for Bloomsburg. That's Dakota Hoagland, and he was engaged with the defensive end and just not able to let go of him. He's flagged for the penalty. Referee, I'm sure, saw it clear as day in his view.
Now first down, and I believe it's first down at 20 now coming up for the Huskies. Ball located on the 20-yard line. And the pass is almost complete to Hutton Jr., but nonetheless it is incomplete as it goes in and out of his hands.
Hutton Jr. not having any success today catching the ball through the air. That one was really the first one that was in his vicinity, and it was easiest to come down with. He's just not able to get his hands on it, as he's not able to leap far enough. The pass was a little bit tall and a little bit ahead of him, so had to kind of contort his body to go back to it, and he's just not able to wrap his hands around it.
That'll bring up 2nd and 20 again from the 20-yard line. Kelly under that I formation. Twins to his left. Kelly now takes a snap. And he rolls to his left and he throws to his left. Caught by Hutton Jr. right around the original line of scrimmage. I believe he'll be brought down right around the 28-yard line. So now a pretty decent gain there, but nonetheless it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and about 10 now, so you make it at least somewhat manageable for yourself. You're not faced with like about a 3rd and 20, 3rd and 25. So now that Bloomsburg's in his position, you might see a different play call. You might see some draws to Cuyate. You might see some fake handoffs as well and try and go down the field for a play-action play. You don't really know in this situation, as Tim Kelly, he can throw the ball, but Bloomsburg's offense isn't really suited to doing that all the time on this drive.
Slippery Rock's defense really forcing him to do that as he takes a snap. Throws long to his left side. He has a receiver there, and it's just barely overthrown. And now it'll bring up 4th and 10. I believe that's number 99, the intended receiver. That's Larry Webster.
Yeah, Larry Webster. You don't see a lot of defensive linemen lining up at receiver and going this far down the field and still almost being near the ball. I'm going to look up the statistics on, I guess you could say, on Larry Webster. He is a senior defensive lineman. He is 6'7", Tyler, so that's probably why they're putting him at wide receiver. He's such a tall body, it's hard for defensive backs to really cover him when he goes down the field.
But the interesting thing is he had the speed to defeat the defenders, Zach. He was in front of the defenders there, just a little bit overthrown, about another half step. He would have had that one. The punt is away, and it'll be taken right around the 35-yard line. And there's a little bit of a controversy on the field right now. It looks like Slippery Rock sideline wants to see a penalty there, but none will be awarded. But you have the Harlan Hill Award regional finalists, Zach, and Super Region 1. The 2 of them are highlighted here, Cuyate and Barksdale. Then you have Joe Clancy, and then you also have DJ Mendenhall. I believe it's Mendenhall, if I'm not mistaken. And then Matt Soltz, Rondell White from Westchester, and you got Zach Zulli, 2-time winner of that award from Shippensburg.
Yeah, Zach Zulli has won the last 2 Harlan Hill Awards. And for those of you that don't know what the Harlan Hill Award is, think of it as the Division II Heisman, I guess you could say.
And that Run will go right up the middle for maybe a gain of 1 yard. But yeah, Zach, a very prestigious award if you're a D2 athlete, if you're a D2 football player. That's what you thrive and strive to get for. And it's an honor to get that award. I'm sure Zach Zoli has enjoyed getting it 2 times in his career so far. We have a down player now for Slippery Rock University. It looks like a lineman. He's currently being assisted by the athletic trainers coming out to his aid. Now he gets up on his own power. It's number 23, actually. I thought it might have been a lineman there. Number 23 is Shamir Green. So we've seen a couple different running backs in the game, as you said, number 30 being one of them, Teddy Blakeman. So you might see a little bit more of him until Green's ready to come back and participate again.
Yeah, and Ken Amos, we haven't seen him come back out to competition yet, so remains to be seen if we'll see him again. Shamar Green, that would be another big loss for the Rock, although they are well prepared. They have a deep receiving core, deep running stable. Barksdale able to work with all the players out in the field for the Rock's offense.
Barksdale keeps it himself up the right side. It goes, and he'll be put out of bounds right around the 46-yard line. You look at Green's stats for the day: 6 attempts, 25 yards, and 1 touchdown. So Green producing 1 touchdown, but not a whole lot of rushing yards allowed from Bloomsburg's defense. By Barksdale, yes, 78 yards, but not by the running back core of, as we said, Blackman and as well as Blakeman, rather, Green.
Yeah, and Barksdale, although he's gained 78 yards, he's also lost 29, so really only puts his net about 49. So the running backs haven't done a good job today for Slippery Rock.
A pump fake and a throw be incomplete, out of bounds, and 12th man getting into it for Bloomsburg there as the crowd got wild, and that'll bring up, I believe it's going to be 4th down and 4 for the Huskies.
And the intended receiver on the play, couldn't exactly see his number from this vantage point. It's number 81. That is Leroy McLean. Have not called his name yet today. I've seen him a couple times out in the field, but not been thrown to yet. So Barksdale trying to go off script and find a player he's not gone to before. I'm sure you might start to see some double coverages against players like Blakeman and Shadman out in the field.
Lawrence Elliott Jr. back to receive for the Huskies, and he's going to drive back to around the 10-yard line. He fumbles the snap, and it looks like the Bloomsburg player fell on top of it before the 2 Slippery Rock players could. And the official referees are now waiting, and they're going to say that it was Bloomsburg ball after all.
And Tyler, the referee almost pointed the wrong direction. He almost gave the ball to Slippery Rock, as we're going to look right here on the replay. We're going to try and pan right back over to where the play is at, as the returner has Lawrence Elliott Jr. not able to come up with it. Bloomsburg does recover it, but the referee almost pointed to Slippery Rock, and you could hear the groans from the Bloomsburg fans. Good thing that he got the call right, though, on the field.
And we're going to go ahead and send it to commercial. When we come back, we will have the rest of the third quarter action here from Redmond Stadium. 8:30 left. The Slippery Rock leads by 21-13.
But yeah, I feel like I've been given a really quality education, so I feel really great about that.
The energy in Bloomsburg classrooms is unrivaled.
Bloomsburg has given me the courage to be exactly what I want to be.
Slippery Rock was my first choice.
My best choice.
Because they have what I wanted to study.
What I wanted to study.
I love my major.
I love the professors. It's so much more.
So much more than a class.
There's a tradition of success.
Leadership.
Community service.
Helping me through my major and bringing about success for my future.
Slippery Rock has shown me the world.
The Rock prepared me for my job.
Slippery Rock University.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
And welcome back to Redmond Stadium, where the Rock of Slippery Rock currently lead the Bloomsburg Huskies 21-13 in the third quarter. 8:30 left in the third, as the Huskies now look to take on their offensive possession here. Tim Kelly, the quarterback, under center. Tim Kelly hands it off to Cuyate. Cuyate will take it up the middle, and he'll be brought down by Slippery Rock's defense and company for a gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah, Cuyate, again, when he runs up the middle, he's not really getting anything. He's gaining anywhere from maybe 2 to 5 yards, because we have an injured player down on the field for Slippery Rock, so the injuries keep piling up for the Rock. And that's number 40 for the Rock. That is Bob Westerland. He's one of the top tacklers on the team, so in the linebacker spot. We're going to look at the replay right here, see if we could possibly see what happened as Cuyate tries to break it back up the middle.
Takes it up the middle, and I think there he is right there as he went low on the tackle there. I think that was him. He might have led with his head a little bit there, and he might be a little dazed and confused. So hopefully that's not a game-ending injury. Hopefully he's able to come back. But nonetheless, you are watching live statewide coverage of the PSAC Championships on PCN. This production is brought to you by your community provider and by our cable partners across the state, serving more than 10 million Pennsylvanians and 3.3 million homes, whether on cable, online, or on the go at PCN Select. PCN is your only source for all things Pennsylvania, including sports. Thanks to everyone involved in today's production, and a big thank you as well to all the cable companies that carry PCN, bringing the exciting action of PSAC collegiate football to millions of residents and communities across the state. As we see Tim Kelly now take the handoff to Cuyate. He throws to his right side. It's complete to Hutton Jr. So a nice completion for Hutton, and that should be enough to move the chains for the first down.
And it will be Tyler's. We're going to see right here, Cuyate, fake handoff to him, and then Glenn Hutton Jr. wide open. Almost bobbles the ball a little bit, but able to hold on to it. They're going to mark him for a new set of downs at the 24-yard line. So Bloomsburg, 7:40 left in the third quarter. They have to get something going eventually if they want to find themselves back in this one.
Only a one-possession game. Technically, I guess you could call it two as well. It's an 8-point differential. As Cuyate hands it off up the right side. And he'll be brought down for around the 31-yard line for a decent gain there of about 6 yards. So Cuyate trucking forward and getting a few extra yardage.
Yeah, and when he's swarmed on by the Slippery Rock defense, as well as some of his own blockers that are backed into him, you'll see here on the replay, he's going to carry this pile for about 3 yards all the way down into 31. So that's the running style that Cuyate likes to have. He's not the flashiest, fastest back you're ever going to find, but he's the one that likes to work in between the tackles and get out some yards.
We talk about Cuyate, and he's on the handoff there. Up the left side it goes, and that should be enough for the first down as he's brought down right around the 34-yard line. We'll wait to see if the chains move, but nonetheless, let's take a look at the replay.
And I don't think they're actually going to move the chains, Tyler. They're going to mark him just short. We're going to look at the replay here. Tries to get it to the outside, but the spot's going to be just short of the 34-yard line, they're going to call it. So it's going to be a very short third and possibly inches, I guess you could call it. They're going to mark it. Well, actually, we're going to get a measurement now, Tyler, to see exactly where the ball is going to be spotted.
Looks like his knee might have touched down just a little bit behind the line of scrimmage, and he tried extending the ball as much as possible. And it looks like that's, if it's short by an inch, literally, you couldn't even stick a pencil in between that width. That's how close it is, Zach. So it'll be third and extremely short for the Huskies, and I'm sure you'll see some sort of little play just to get the ball forward and ensure that first down coming up.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to see Slippery Rock stack the box here, maybe put 8 or 9 guys up there and try and make sure. You might see a quarterback keeper from Kelly. He's he's been able to run himself today. You might see that play. You might see a handoff to Kouyaté or Parsnick, whoever is in there. You might see a reverse play. You have to prepare for anything, but if I were the Bloomsburg coaches, just get the yardage and then continue down the field. Slippery Rock's defense is going to have to prepare for that.
They have the linebacking core and the linemen to do that. As you see them stack the line now, this is old-time rough-up football. And it's going to be interesting to see if they got it indeed. The pile's going to have to get away from the players. It looks like that was a quarterback keeper from Kelly who took it up the middle. And that'll be enough for the first down, so he's going to get the necessary yardage. As you see, Kelly just pushed forward there on a second effort as he scoots over there, and he gets the play. He gets the necessary yardage. So first down conversion for Bloomsburg. Give him a nice set of downs. And with 6:10 left in the third quarter, Zach, they're putting on a pretty decent drive against the Slippery Rock defense, who's been pretty tough all day.
Absolutely, Tyler. I didn't even think Kelly got there at first. I saw him roll down. I thought he was down. But now we're going to get the play going.
As Kelly now passes to his left side, and it is intercepted. I don't know if it touched the ground or not. It looks like that's going to count as an interception. Slippery Rock recovers that turnover, and they're going to go ahead and start on an offensive possession of their own.
And that is number 22, Admira Carter. We're going to see right here, from this vantage point, I thought I could barely see the ball touch the ground, but we're going to have to look at it on the replay to get a clear picture of it. And
he cradles that ball, Zach. I couldn't give him any more credit. That's his second interception of the game, Zach, and that was a highlight reel catch if you ask me.
Absolutely, Tyler. And Kelly, the one who had less interceptions than Barksdale, has committed more turnovers than Barksdale. So quarterback play really affecting the game today.
Blackman takes it up the right side to around the 35-yard line. We have a Bloomsburg player right now down, though, and it looks like he's kind of crunched up. He might be cramping a little bit. I think that might be what's going on. I think some of these players might be cramping, trying to give it all they have to try to get the championship to their side. But let's go ahead and take a look at that interception again, Zach. You have to stress how great of a play this is in his athleticism and his ability to get his hands underneath the ball and catch it.
Yeah, Tyler, you see a lot of great catches throughout the season, and this might be the most important one Admira Carter is ever going to make in his Slippery Rock career as he gets his hands barely under the ball. Kind of reminds me of Troy Polamalu when he made an interception against the Chargers a few years ago, where he barely got two fingertips under the ball and got the interception, and people thought it was incomplete, but he came up with it. So Admira Carter doing the same there. And the injured player for Bloomsburg was number 68. That was Chris Kennedy. He was actually injured earlier in the game, too. So second time we've seen him down in the game. We hope he is all right and comes back to action.
Barksdale under center. Takes a snap. Keeps it himself up the right side. He goes. And he gets the first down, and he gets more. And there's a flag on the backfield, though, that might come back due to a offensive holding call. We'll see what the head line judge and the head referee have to decide.
Based on where it was thrown, Tyler, and it is a holding, as I was about to say. So that holding is going to negate the big play from Barksdale. As we see, he's going to keep it himself to the right side towards his own sideline. And you see right there the holding. It was against Larry Webster. So I guess if you're going to stop Larry Webster some way, holding, I guess, is an option, but it's not the way to go because you're going to get penalized for it, and you're going to drive your own team back, on second down again.
5:28 left in the third quarter. And we see now that it'll be second down and 9 for Barksdale and company. I tell you what, though, Zach, on that last play, it reminded me a whole lot of Cam Newton in Carolina, the way he kept the ball. We'll see Barksdale now drop back and throw the ball over the middle. He has Shadman open, and it is caught, and he will not be stopped as he gets into the end zone. Touchdown for Shadman, and 6 points go on the board for the Rock.
And Slippery Rock just extends their lead now. Going to try and make it 28-13. The Slippery Rock coaches box is actually a couple cross boxes away from us. We can see them celebrating and smiling and clapping hands as this is a tremendous play. Barksdale finding the open receiver way downfield. Shadman beats two defenders. It's one thing to say you beat one, but beating two, and then just using his foot speed to outrun both Postel and number 5, Jonathan Patrick, on the play.
And the point after attempt is now up after a bad hold. It's off the crossbar, but it goes in nonetheless. So that will count as another point. 28 points to 13 now in the favor of Slippery Rock. Let's go ahead and take a look at what set up that drive, Zach, which is that interception, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the touchdown play as well.
Yeah, Tim Kelly fakes it to Franklin Cuete, and he's going to go deep down the field. And he has a receiver there, but he overthrows him immensely. And that's Glenn Hutton Jr. and Amira Carter comes up with the interception. And then right here, Nigel Barksdale, a few plays later, right after a holding call that negated another play, finds John Shadman and takes it all the way for 6 points and extends the Slippery Rock lead to 28-13.
Slippery Rock will take any sort of points they can get. And there you see the PSAC Twitter page. You can follow PSAC at PSAC Sports to stay up to date on the latest scores, news, and much, much, much more. And the PCN Twitter as well. You can follow them at PCN TV to stay in touch with everything Pennsylvania, including the sporting events going on here. The volleyball championships coming up soon for the PSAC. That's next week. And then we mentioned as well the PIAA football championships taking place in Hershey coming up soon in December. So a lot of great sports action going on. And then also you got the popular farm show that everyone enjoys watching as well. But we'll get back to action. Kickoff taken around the 5-yard line. Up the left side it goes to the 20. Now to the 30, to the 35 as he blows up one defender, and he'll go down around the 36-yard line. So pretty decent kickoff returns here from Bloomsburg in this game. They come up with excellent field position, and they're going to look to start another drive on it.
Yeah, Lawrence Elliott Jr. on the return. Blows up one defender, then he's blown up himself. So I guess a little bit of payback right there, but a Slippery Rock defense. But Bloomsburg, although they're getting these nice returns and nice field position, they haven't turned it into anything in the end zone and on the scoreboard as a result. With 5 minutes left in the third quarter, you still have a lot of time left to work with, but you have to get something going fast. You don't want to find yourselves down by more than a 15 you're down currently. Slippery Rock could easily make this another 20-point deficit, and we saw against Shippensburg, Bloomsburg wasn't able to come back. Slippery Rock might be able to pile on as well, just like Shippensburg did.
I'm sure Slippery Rock did a lot of studying of that game, and that's where I would too, Zach. It's where they pointed out a lot of flaws, but Cuete will take it up the right side, and he'll be brought down around the 41-yard line for a gain of about 5 yards. And it looks like a timeout will be called here on the field.
And it's actually going to be a helmet, I guess, violation you can call it. It's number 45, Matt Wenrick, had his helmet fall off during the play, so as the rules state, we said before, he has to come off for one play. He's not very happy about it, but he has to anyways, as we see number 36, Brody Myers, come into play fullback on this play.
It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Huskies. Ball on the 41-yard line. Kelly under center. Kelly takes a snap. He hands it off to the right to Cuete. Cuete runs into one of his own linemen, and he'll be brought down right around the line of scrimmage for a short loss, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
And Cuete is actually dinged up on this play, Tyler. So we saw against the Shippensburg game again, we saw him leave with a shoulder injury late in the game, and we thought it was a lot more severe than it could have been. But we hope that he has not re-aggravated that injury. That might affect the way that Bloomsburg plays as Parsnick is coming out and Cuete is getting attended to by the trainers. That's going to be an immense loss for Bloomsburg. He's your key piece to your offense. He's really what makes this team go.
Yeah, he's been that crutch that they've relied on all season, Zach, and Shippensburg did a great job of stopping the run and turning around and forcing Kelly to pass. And when they force Kelly to pass, Zach, it's not very good. But nonetheless, we are going to see Cuete getting up now under his own power. So it's good that he's getting up under his own power. He's definitely not moving that left arm very much at all. He's keeping it to his side, so that might be an indication that he has reactivated that shoulder injury that he suffered against that loss to Shippensburg. So, as we said, a lot of change-ups are going to happen now. Kelly's probably going to pass a lot more. You're probably going to see, obviously, a lot more carries from the backup running back Parsnick, and possibly even their 3rd-string running back as well will probably step into the game as well and get some carries.
And actually, Parsnik is the third string running back, Tyler. Deshaun Munger is the second string. We haven't seen him at all today, so Parsnik's going to have to get the job done.
And we see the pass completed from Kelly to his receiver, Glenn Hutton Jr., right around midfield. He'll be brought down for the first down.
Yeah, Glenn Hutton Jr. on a short slant route right there. Catches the ball about the 48-yard line, takes it over to midfield into Slippery Rock territory, So Kelly showing that he can throw the ball when needed, and the opportunities that he gets. He likes the short intermediate routes, is something that a lot of teams like, so you don't take the risk of throwing it downfield and coming up with a big interception again.
Kelly hands the ball off to Parsnik, and it goes to about the 48-yard line, so a 1-yard gain on the play for Parsnik will bring up second down.
And Parsnik, this is where he differs. He can't really run as well in between the tackles like Cutv. Parsnik likes to get to the outside, but Slippery Rock's defensive backs have really done a good job of containing it outside and making you run in between the tackles, right at the center or the guards. So Parsnik's going to have to adjust his game if he wants to be successful in the later stages of this quarter.
And we see the ball located at the 49-yard line. No gain on the previous play, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Kelly to his left side. He rolls out and throws. An overthrown to his receiver. It is incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, big 3rd and long right here. You don't want to give Slippery Rock the ball back again. 2:53 left in the third. Still plenty of time, I know that. But Bloomsburg, they have to come up with something, I think, because Slippery Rock is a team that can pile it on very fast. They are one of the, not the worst teams, I guess you could say, if they don't lead in time of possession. So they can strike quick, and that's something that Bloomsburg has to be aware of if they give the ball back to them.
Shotgun formation for Kelly. Twins to his left and a sidecar to his left as well. Kelly takes a snap, looks right and throws. He has his Hutton open, and Hutton catches it and goes out of bounds around the 8-yard line. An encroachment call was looking promising, but nonetheless, that reception cancels that out. It'll be 1st and goal for Bloomsburg, and Zach, they're answering your call now. They're in the red zone, and when they're in the red zone, they're dangerous.
They are absolutely dangerous, Tyler. They've only had 3 opportunities where they have not come up with a score. 2 of them ended the half. The first one they did not get was last week, I believe, against Westchester. So when you're in the red zone, you have to score, and that's exactly what Bloomsburg does, whether it be a touchdown or field goal. And there should have been an offsides penalty on that last play, Tyler, but I'm sure Bloomsburg is going to take the long reception anyways.
And there looks to be a false start there. It looks like the left tackle for Bloomsburg might have shifted a little bit too early, and that'll bring up the penalty.
And that is on number 88. That is actually a tight end, Jack Sender. So the left tackle not getting called for it, the tight end, but this is going to make it now 1st and 12. They're actually going to call it. So a very odd yards and down to go, something you don't often see 1st and 12 on the play.
It'll still be 1st and goal from the 12-yard line for Kelly and company. A lot of their red zone success comes from Cutv, but without him in the game, actually he's checking into the game. He's out there on the field right now as we see him lining up. This is a championship game. You can't let an injury hold you back as Cutv now takes it. And he gets a couple yards, maybe 1 out of it, so that'll bring up 3rd and goal. It's good to see Cutv back in the game. 2nd and goal, rather, I apologize. It's good to see Cutv back in the game after that injury. He's not letting it affect him, and he might be in a whole lot of pain, Zach, but he's not going to let that stop him from playing in this championship game.
Yeah, I'm sure in the mind of Cutv, you would have to absolutely break something, as he's actually now favoring the other arm. So he got injured on that play too, but I'm sure the heart that he has, we will most likely see him back out there, and I hope to see him back out there. He's such a good competitor. You don't want to see anything happen to the end of his career.
Snap is taken. Kelly rolls to his right and throws. It's caught by the receiver, and he'll be dragged down and out of bounds right around the 7-yard line.
And it's going to be 3rd down, actually, Tyler. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal now from about the 6-yard line. And we are approaching the end of the 3rd quarter, actually. We only have 50 seconds left. So Bloomsburg trying to strike before the 4th quarter approaches.
We see a couple players checking in and checking out for each team right now. As now The quarterback lines up under center. Kelly under the shotgun formation. 2 to his left and a sidecar to his left, and he's going to roll to the left now. And it is caught in the end zone. He gets a foot down. Touchdown. Bloomsburg answers. And now this game just got very, very interesting with 26 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Connor Gaddis on the touchdown reception right here. You're going to look at it coming back towards the bottom left corner of the end zone. Catches it, able to get 1 foot down as we see the field goal post in our way a little bit on the replay, but we're able to see that he gets a foot down. I'm going to be curious to see, and Bloomsburg is going for 2, Tyler, because they know they're down by more than just 7, even if they get the extra point. They need the 2-point conversion on this play.
Connor Gaddis on the touchdown reception. And Bloomsburg's going to go for 2. Hands it off to Parsnick, and he's going to get into the end zone. That's a complete 2-point conversion there for Bloomsburg University. So looks like there's a flag on the play, Zach. We'll see if this is going to affect the outcome of that play or not. The referees are meeting together, and they're going to come up with their decision.
Yeah, we might see a personal foul penalty, maybe even a holding on the play. There's a lot of blockers and defenders in the way that Parsnick ran. We're going to have to see. A player for Bloomsburg comes out of that is number 45. That is Matt Wenreck. He comes out of it holding his hands up like this is going to stand. We'll have to see right here.
And they're going to go ahead and count it. It's going to be a face mask on Slippery Rock, so they're just going to go ahead and decline the penalty, take the 2-point conversion, and now it is a 1-possession game, 28-21. And let's take a look at some of the key plays on this drive.
And right here, Tim Kelly rolling to his right. I believe he's going to find Glenn Hutton on this play. Actually, no, that is Connor Gaddis. And that's going to set up the 3rd and goal opportunity. So going to Gaddis a couple different times on this drive. He went to Hutton as well. And this one is the touchdown scoring play to Connor Gaddis. Number 15 gets his first touchdown on the day. Gets a foot down in the end zone for the score. Now makes it 28-21, Tyler, and this just made it a whole lot more interesting for the fourth quarter. If Bloomsburg only got a field goal there, they'd be down by 10 points. So, or actually more, they'd be down by 11 points, and that would make it really tough on yourself to come back from that. And now you're going to have to see, I believe the penalty is going to be enforced on the kickoff, so you might not see a big return for Slippery Rock. If you return it, you might not get very far, so you might just see him kneel it down in the end zone. 26 seconds left. You might just run a play, go to the fourth quarter, start fresh, and try to build up your lead again if you're the Rock.
Yeah, you almost have to at this point. There's no reason to try anything. It's only the third quarter. It's not like it's the end of the game here with 26 seconds left. And it's a whole different scenario. You'd be seeing an onside kick if that was the point. But nonetheless, it's only the third quarter, so it looks like the ball will be placed at the 50 due to the penalty. So we're going to go ahead and see what Bloomsburg decides to do. If they just decide to pin it back and let Bloomsburg, the Slippery Rock rather, start at the 25-yard line, or if they'll try to pin them back and use this yardage to their advantage.
With 26 seconds left, we're about to get the kickoff. We'll have to see if it's going to be a natural kickoff. We might even see a squib here and try and make Slippery Rock return it and give them even worse field position if they just get a touchback.
And kickoff is away, and they will try to pin Slippery Rock back. They'll be taken right in the goal line area. And Slippery Rock taking it out to about the 20s. He keeps driving. It'll be brought down right around the 21-yard line. So let's go ahead and take a look at the D2Football.com top 25, Zach. Slippery Rock and Bloomsburg are 1 and 2, are back-to-back in this one, 12 and 13.
Yeah, and that proves that both these teams are very evenly matched, and their prowess in the PSAC, the beast of the East and the best in the West, like you said in our open, Tyler. And again, you have number 1 MSU Mankato at the top. Shepherd, Winston-Salem also in the super region. They are 7 and 9 respectively in the poll as well.
Barksdale takes a snap, it's low, but he completes his pass to his receiver, and he's going to stay on his feet. The ball is loose, and it looks like Bloomsburg recovers. A huge momentum swing for Bloomsburg. They have excellent field position to start their possession, and this game just got a heck of a lot more interesting, Zach.
And Tyler, We said it before during the first half. The best is yet to come, and now it is about to approach us. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. The fourth quarter is where names are made. Right here, Dutrell tries to spin out of a tackle. He does. Tries to keep going down the field. Instead of going out of bounds, the fumble is forced by number 21 for Bloomsburg. That is Donovan Morris, and recovered by Morris. So he comes up with it. A big opportunity now for Bloomsburg right at the 24-yard line. See if they can tie this one up. You might not be able to do it in the third quarter, but at least in the start of the fourth quarter, you can at least bring yourself back in this one.
You saw the stamps on his helmet, Zach, and those are for great plays. That's usually for player of the week or great plays on special teams. That's why he has those, and that's another good play that might give him a sticker there. But now Cuyate takes up the left side, and in one play, he's going to fumble the ball. He's going to be down before he gets there. He's going to be down at the 1 yard line. So Bloomsburg looking to score on the first play back after that recovery. But nonetheless, it's going to be a 1st and goal now for the Huskies. And Cuyate, even though he's hurt, I mean, he comes back nonetheless every time. He gets hurt, comes back, gets hurt, comes back. He is battling all that he can in this game, Zach, and you got to respect a player for doing that.
Yeah, we are now at the end of the third quarter as he is really being helped off at this point, Tyler. But you have to appreciate the heart that Cuyate is giving out there for the Huskies.
Well, the heart is there, and the fourth quarter is among us, Zach. It's going to be an interesting finish. When we come back, the fourth quarter is going to be right here on PCN.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
And welcome back to Redmond Stadium for fourth quarter action here between the Rock of Slippery Rock and Bloomsburg University Huskies. 28-21 the score, and we've seen a quite impressive drive here for Bloomsburg. One play after that fumble recovery, and now Parsnick takes his hand off, and it's going to be a touchdown for Parsnick. Bloomsburg gets on the board, and they are 1 point away from tying this thing up.
And Tyler, they have missed an extra point already today, so nothing is set in stone that they will tie this one. But this drive really was due to Donovan Morris's fumble recovery, but also then the heart and the aggressive play, I guess is the word I'm looking for, of Franklin Cuyate going out there, two bum arms, and then he's hurt again and tries to run out there for the fourth quarter, first play. Coaches tell him, no, you have to come off.
That one almost blocked, but it's up and good. So it will be tied up at 28. And we'll go ahead and take a look at some of those replays from what has transpired if you're just joining us from that drive there. And here you see the fumble and the recovery.
And that is Jamier Dutrell on the fumble. He was a preseason All-American, Tyler. And right here, just a mistake. He should have just gone out of bounds, I think, and just let the play continue on. Donovan Morris pops the ball out, gets on top of it, and then Franklin Kouyaté. I mean, what else can you say about this guy? He's a Harlan Hill candidate for a reason. He showed it right here. Gets all the way to the 1-yard line, almost pounds it into the end zone for Bloomsburg, and they have found themselves right back in this game now. It's a whole new start. Both these teams, I guess you could say, it's 0-0. You have 14 minutes to figure out who's going to score the most points and who's going to come away with the PSAC championship.
My question is, can Kouyaté keep coming back after these shots that he's taken? 2 bummed arms. Here you see Parsnick there, the third string running back. He's getting the job done. 2 touchdowns on the day for Parsnick. And Kouyaté is usually that crutch, but I guess Parsnick is taking over some of those roles. But Kouyaté has 2 bummed arms. He's fighting. That adrenaline is running, and he's trying his hardest to stay in this game and help his team as much as possible. He wants his championship, and he knows that his work and his efforts will help his team get that championship. And now that they have made this, I believe it's a 15-point comeback, they can find themselves easily win the championship, but only 14 minutes and 57 seconds will decide whose destiny and who will get that championship. And kickoff is away. It's a short kick taken around the 4-yard line. And he's going to take it up the right side. He goes. He has some defenders to beat, though. There's a couple flags way in the backfield, but number 25, Tyrell Thomas, I believe. That's actually Bloomsburg's number 25. I apologize. Drew Scales, a name that we've called pretty often here for Slippery Rock. He takes it back, and great field position, but we'll see what these flags have to do with this play.
Yeah, we might see a holding or an illegal block in the back. This is one of the most common penalties on a kickoff return unit, as Scales has done a really good job returning the ball today. He fumbled one before, but since then he's done a tremendous job setting up prime field position for the Rock and his teammates, Nigel Barksdale and company, to try and put some more points on the board, as it's going to be a holding against Slippery Rock, so that's going to push the return back a little bit. As we're going to watch it here. Scales takes it from about the 4-yard line, made it all the way to midfield, but that's all for naught, as the penalty is going to affect that play.
Yeah, a lot of great blocks for Scales, and he unfortunately will have that return called back a little bit there. Ball will be spotted what looks like the 27-yard line or so, and that's where Barksdale and company's gonna have to come out and start working on offense. As we said, they've been leading time of possession. They don't usually have too much time of possession, but look at the stat sheet, and it holds true in only 19 minutes and 22 seconds of offense, and Bloomsburg with 25-38. So switching roles now as the handoff is taken, and he's brought down right around the 30-yard line, I believe. That's number 30, Blackman, on the carry.
And now 61 for Slippery Rock. We'll have to see who that is. That's Kirk Nypaver. Sorry if I mispronounced that name, but he is down now. So a lot of injuries in this game, Tyler. It's not a place where you like to see injury strike your team, especially in a championship environment. But a lot of players have come to play today and step up when they needed to. You see Parsnick. You've seen a couple others. Julian Harrell. Barksdale has really done everything himself, and the players that are around him. And now we're going to look at the schedules. First, Bloomsburg. They started 8-0, and then they lost to Shippensburg on Halloween night, Tyler. And we thought maybe that ended their season because Westchester looks so good throughout the year, 9-0. But they proved us wrong and went to Westchester and took down the Golden Rams.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That home field advantage looked pretty promising for Westchester and Rondell White as well. A great, great team down there for Westchester, but they couldn't get the job done against this Bloomsburg Husky team. And so you look at Slippery Rocks there. They suffered that Week 3 loss again, and which kind of surprised us. We like to think that weather was probably the cause of that one. It was a very treacherous day for all of the PSAC on Week 3. A lot of rain throughout the area, throughout the Pennsylvania region. But nonetheless, they rebounded very well with going into this game with 7 wins in a row. As you see, number 61 now being helped off the field. It looks like that right leg is in a lot of pain. He has 2 knee braces. Typically you see that on a lineman, but it looks like that right knee is I'm not going to hold up for him. I can't imagine he's going to come back to this game, Zach. That looks to be too much of an injury. Now his other teammates are going to come out and try to help out. That's great. That's great teamwork, Zach. I mean, you have to commemorate a team for that. As now Slippery Rock fans start to clap and Bloomsburg fans start to as well. That's great. You know, you want to see that sort of companionship for these athletes. It's not all just about opposite teams as we get back to action.
Yeah, football is really a team sport, Tyler. You can have individual stats, but when it matters the most, you have to rely on 10 other guys on the field to get the job done, and the rest of the people on the sideline as well.
And an illegal shift, I would have to imagine, from Slippery Rock there. A lot of players jumping around. It's going to be a false start penalty on the offense, so that'll drive them back 10 yards. And that'll bring up second down. And that was actually on number 65, Kyle Henderson, the center. So he moved a little bit, and you might start to think that the nerves are getting a little rattled for Slippery Rock as Bloomsburg has found themselves back in this game. You still have 14 minutes and 25 seconds left, Tyler, so there's a lot of time left in this game to get something done from the offense. 5-yard penalty on the play, but it'll be a handoff up the middle to Blackman, and he'll be brought down for a short gain, and that'll bring up third down.
Now faced with a third and very long, maybe 10, I guess they're going to call it. You have just over 14 minutes left, a ball at the 28-yard line. You need to get to the 38 to keep it going. Barksdale has proven that he can do that. He has 19 completions for 275 yards. You might look to see John Shadman on this play.
Barksdale will pass. He looks to his left. And a great defensive break up there from Bloomsburg. And there's the late flag. And you have to imagine that's going to be pass interference. He may have interfered with the receiver on that play. He tried to play the ball, though. We'll see what the head referee has to say.
And that was Shadman who was the intended receiver. We're going to have to look here. It was a very late flag, Tyler. We might get the refs to talk about it and see if they wave it off or not.
Pass interference will be called against Gary Postel, number 9, for the Huskies. We'll take a look at the replay here, Zach.
And we're going to look at the replay. As you see, Barksdale under pressure. He's hit as he throws. Right here, Postel maybe got there just a little bit early, and that's what caused the flag. But from our vantage point, I thought it was good coverage. But the referee thought differently and threw the flag out there. The Bloomsburg fans aren't happy. The Slippery Rock fans are happy. We'll have to see how that matters to the game in the end.
Barksdale, quick pass to the left side it goes. And he'll be brought out of downs before the first down. That pass is complete to number 23, Shamir Green.
Yeah, Shamar Green, we haven't really called his name a lot in really this half at all, as Slippery Rock really hasn't controlled the ball for a lot of time like they did the first half. Bloomsburg's really been the team to watch here in the second half.
That package plan offense is really working well this drive for the Rock. They don't take any huddles at all. They just go ahead and rely on signals. As that pass is a low snap and it's a low throw, it's incomplete to the intended receiver.
And that was number 94 with the pressure for Bloomsburg. That was David McFadden. I believe he had a sack earlier on Barksdale. I have to look right here. I don't see it on our stat sheet, but nonetheless, it's going to be 3rd and 1 now for Slippery Rock. You have to expect a run possibly here from Barksdale, quarterback keeper up the middle, I would think.
It will be 3rd and 1. Barksdale calling some plays. Play clock at 8. Taking away down to 5 now. Barksdale has to hurry up and get this play off. Takes a snap, hands it off. Up the middle it goes. Bloomsburg defense will not allow him to get that yard. That brings up 4th and 1 for Slippery Rock, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do here, if they decide to punt or if they want to leave Barksdale out on the field and try to get a play off.
And they are going to punt, Tyler, but Barksdale is out there trying to plead his case to let him stay out there because he would not leave the field even as the punt team is coming out. So McCombie's going to come out, I think, for the 3rd or 4th time today and try and get the punt, pin Bloomsburg deep and try and make them work down the field. Slippery Rock's defense has done a good job today. You're still tied, so anything could happen in the last 12 and a half minutes.
McCombie's a great punter, Zach, and you have to try to rely on him and let him try to coffin corner this one. He's got great yards to do it. And the punt is away. It goes to the left side. Fair catch signal called. Takes a bounce. around the 5-yard line, and that's exactly what McCombie will do as the ball is touched around the 4-yard line. So not so great field position for the Huskies, but that shouldn't affect them very much as momentum is currently on their side. We don't see Cutv coming out right now. At least I don't see him coming out. It's going to be interesting to see if he can return after suffering the amount of injuries that he has in this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out, but you might only see him in specialized plays for him. I don't see him on the sideline either, though, Tyler, so I have to see if he's out there because I thought Parsnick was still on the sideline when they went out. But nonetheless, Joe Kelly right there, number 13. He's going to have to lead, Tim Kelly, not Joe Kelly. I was getting mixed up with the St. Louis Cardinals pitcher, but Tim Kelly going to have to lead this team on a long drive, see if they can get in the end zone.
Tim Kelly will take the snap now, hands it off the left side to Cutv. Cutv will be brought down around the 3-yard line, so no gain happening on that play. That brings up second down.
And that will bring up second down, just over 12 minutes left in the game. And Tyler, when these teams are tied after the third quarter, Bloomsburg has actually never played in this situation. So they are 0-0 when they are tied after the third quarter. So in this situation, Bloomsburg's in kind of new territory. We'll have to see what they do to try and get down the field.
Kelly takes a snap, rolls to his right and throws to his right. He has a receiver there, and it's almost intercepted by the Slippery Rock defender. Almost one-hand grab that for the interception, but he's not able to hold on to it. I believe that's number 22 for Slippery Rock. Admir Carter, that would have been his third of the day.
Yeah, Admir Carter really proving to be the best defensive back on this team right now. And he is number 22 for Slippery Rock. He is a redshirt junior out of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, so he still has another year to prove his dominance in the PSAC. We might see him become one of the top names to watch on defense starting next season.
And 11:36 left in the fourth quarter. Bloomsburg pinned in their own territory. Kelly back to pass, pressured, throws an incomplete pass to Glenn Hutton Jr., and that'll bring up fourth down for Bloomsburg, so they weren't able to get anything rolling on that offensive possession. They were pinned back pretty deep in their own territory, and they're going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, they will be forced to punt now as Will Wagner's going to come out. He is not very far behind his own line, though, Tyler, so we might see this one blocked by Slippery Rock. It's a very good opportunity for them to do that, or if it's a bad snap, it'll go straight out of the end zone, and that'll be a safety. So Bloomsburg really has to be careful here on this play. They want to get the ball away, so returners are only standing at the 45-yard line, too.
Snap is there. The punt is away. It's taken right around the 44-yard line. Slippery Rock takes it upfield. He breaks a couple defenders to the 15, to the 10, 5, touchdown Slippery Rock. They get the touchdown on the punt return, and that was a very dangerous play, Zach, indeed, as Slippery Rock points 6 points up on the board.
And Tyler, that was the longest punt return that Slippery Rock has given up all season. The previous high was 37 yards against Clarion this season. That one went for 45 to Drew Scales, who's really become an impact X factor, I guess you could say, for the Slippery Rock team. And actually, I got my facts mixed up. Bloomsburg allowed that one. Slippery Rock didn't. So negate exactly what I just said. But now 11:15 left. Slippery Rock up by one possession.
The extra point attempt will take place. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. So that'll make it 35-28 now. Slippery Rock in the lead. And we'll take a look at the punt that happened. Actually, there's a flag on the play, Zach. I didn't see the laundry come out, but there's a yellow flag on the play, and we're going to see what the officials have to come up with here. It might just be tacked on to the kick there at the end of the game, at the end of the play. So we'll see what the referees have to decide.
And I was looking through my notes again, and I have corrected what I was trying to say. Slippery Rock's former long punt return was 37 yards. Right there was 45, so that breaks their season record. For this year at least, not all time I believe, but now they put themselves up by 7, 11:15 left, force Bloomsburg into an opportunity where Bloomsburg's going to have to come back again in the fourth quarter.
And there you see the head referee for this game is Mike Ziglis. He's still receiving some help from his officials, Jim Kaufman, David Michael, and then you have line judge as well, David Coughlin. Field judge is Joshua Huber, side judge Eric Lewis, and the back judge James Martek.
And that penalty was a personal foul, so the point after is going to be good, and it'll be 35-28 Slippery Rock, and that penalty is going to be enforced on the kickoff, Tyler. So similar to what happened to Slippery Rock where they were pinned back deep on a return, Bloomsburg is now going to be faced with that. As Scales right here, he's been really getting some long returns right there. He finally busts it for a touchdown on the play and puts his team up by a good 7 points.
Yeah, it's a great lead to have, Zach, especially later in the game here. 11:15 left. Bloomsburg had some momentum swing there. They made up 15 points on Slippery Rock, tied it up at 28. Now Slippery Rock finds himself ahead by 7. You have to imagine what Bloomsburg's going to do to get back into this. They can't be. We obviously saw that one forced to be pinned back in their own territory. They struggle a little bit. It's happened earlier in the game, and it happened on that last possession. So, barring that doesn't happen, it'll be interesting to see what Bloomsburg can do to try to come back and make up those 7 points again. They have plenty of time to do it. They're a grind-out team. It wouldn't be shocking to see a very long drive here for Bloomsburg if they can be successful, or maybe we see that Bloomsburg defense step back up. That linebacking core for Slippery Rock is phenomenal, and their pass coverage as well has been on point today.
Yeah, I think this is really going to come down to the offensive line of Bloomsburg. They are senior-laden. 3 seniors on the team, on the line. Only allowed 11 sacks all season. If you open up some running holes for Cuyate and Parsnick, I think you can find yourselves in a long drive and try and tie this game up before the end of the quarter.
Kickoff is away, and it goes into the back of the end zone. So Bloomsburg's going to take it at the 25-yard line to start their possession. I mean, you also talk about Tim Kelly, who has 9 for 21, 2 interceptions, 148 yards passing. But Hutton Jr. has 4 receptions for 71 yards. He averages 17.8 in this game. And then you have Gatus, who has 4 receptions of his own for 39 yards. So not a whole lot of offensive production coming in the passing game, but the rushing game is doing fairly well with Cuyate, 159-yard rushing on 21 attempts. But it's all in question to see how much that injury is going to affect him. He's out on the field right now, so he's playing through whatever injury or injuries he may have. Kelly takes a snap, hands it off to Cuyate. Up the left side he goes. He cuts well to the left side, and he'll be brought down around the 31-yard line. So that'll be a short gain for the Huskies.
And Cuyate right there trying to break it out to the outside like he did on his 82-yard run as he is coming out now. And this is the first time we are going to see number 14 for Bloomsburg, Deshaun Munger. So first time we've called his name. I mentioned before that Parsnick was the 3rd string back and playing in the backup role. Now we see Munger out there. We'll have to see what he can do as a running back for the Huskies.
And then Munger will not take the snap. It's a handoff, fake handoff to the left side. The pass is caught, taken out of bounds right around the 31-yard line. So a complete pass for Kelly gives him 10 completions on the day.
And that one was completed to number 88, Jack Sander. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 on the play now. We'll have to see what Bloomsburg is going to do here. I don't think Cuyate is in there, so Cuyate's not going to be the back and take it right up the middle for the short 3-yard gain.
So we see now Tim Kelly take his offense under control. The I formation, we've seen that so much from Bloomsburg this game. Tight-ended motion to the right side. Kelly hands it off to Munger. Munger for the first down and more to the 40. Beats a defender to the 45, and he'll be brought down. So a nice first down run there for Munger as we see some of his first rushes of the game, and they'll give Bloomsburg the first down.
And Deshaun Munger is a redshirt sophomore running back. There's actually a penalty flag, Tyler. We'll have to see what the marker is going to be for. It might be a holding based on where it was thrown from, but the play was also on the opposite side of the field, so it might be a different penalty as well.
And it'll be a chop block on the offensive line there, so That'll bring back that play, and it'll be 3rd and long for the Huskies rather than a 1st and 10. So that penalty is going to hurt them more than it helps, definitely. And this really puts a challenge on the Huskies.
And it looks like it was number 72 on the chop block, Matt Feiler, the left tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and 18 now, Tyler. We're going to have to see if Tim Kelly can hook up with one of his receivers, looking at Glenn Hutton Jr. in specific.
Kelly takes a snap, rolls to his right, and he looks. He's now being pressured. He rolls to his left. He keeps it himself. He has open running room to the 30, to the 35, now to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. And he gets pushed out of bounds right around the 42-yard line. They are now in Slippery Rock territory, Zach. A huge 3rd down conversion from the ground and from a run from Tim Kelly.
And Tim Kelly right there showing that he's an athletic quarterback as well. Tim Kelly, he's a redshirt sophomore quarterback, so he's going to be leading this offense for a couple more years. A great, brilliant play right there for him. 9:15 left, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Kelly hands it off to Kuyate. Up the left side he goes. He has no defenders, but he still finds a way to get yardage. To the 20 he goes, 1 to beat. To the 10, Horse call it out of bounds to about the 3-yard line. So when it doesn't look promising, Kuyate makes it promising. He gets the 1st down, and what a run and what a momentum switch for Bloomsburg as they are now in the red zone and in the goal line area.
Yeah, those prior injuries to Kuyate, you would think might break his spirits, but no. He turns around, breaks the spirits of the Slippery Rock defense, almost takes it into the end zone, dragged out of bounds there. He is in on this play as well. And Tyler, with 8:46 left, if Bloomsburg scores a touchdown, this place is going to go absolutely nuts.
Kelly under center. He hands it off to Kuyate. Kuyate will take it into the end zone. He dives forward for the touchdown. This place does go berserk, as you said, Zach, and Kuyate slow to get up, but another touchdown for him. That's 2 on the day, and he gets his team 1 point closer, 6 points closer, rather, to tying this up.
And right here on the play, Kuyate really smashed into a couple times on the play as he stretches his body, and he is literally being helped on the sideline by the trainers now. He is in immense pain, but nonetheless, he is going out there and proving he wants to win this championship, putting his team on his back and going out there and trying to win it for the Huskies. There's still 8.5 minutes left, though. This game could take a completely crazy turn for both teams with 8.5 left.
And the extra point attempt is good. And you have to look at these 3 key plays for this game, Zach, and it all starts with Tim Kelly's run. Kuyate as well. I mean, they've both been carrying this workload here. As you see, Tim Kelly's first play that really, on 3rd down, that really set this drive up to be a successful one.
Yeah, Tim Kelly, I didn't expect him to run the ball on 3rd down. You figure and have to pass it, but there was a wide open hole on the near sideline towards his own bench, and he just ran all the way towards midfield, about the 45-yard line. And then Franklin Kuyate on the next play takes from about the 45-yard line to maybe about the 2 or 3 for a 43-yard rush. And our stats right now, I don't know if they're completely up to date, but when they were, Kuyate had 23 attempts for 165 yards. So Kuyate really doing a good job of being the workhorse back that the Huskies needed today in this game.
Kuyate extends himself into the end zone for this touchdown there, Zach. Beautiful job getting the ball over the goal line there. Still waiting on the official stats as you see Kuyate there being helped by the trainers. There's not really much you can do right now, Zach, except just play through the pain and use that adrenaline to your favor, because if there's no adrenaline going through his body, he'd be feeling it a lot more. But, man, he's a tough gun there. You can't bring him down. You can hurt him as much as you want, but until he is physically unable to compete, he is going to be out there providing for his team. And kickoff is now set to go away. Back to receive again. So as always, it's going to be Drew Scales. It's actually just going to be a squib kick taken at the 20-yard line. You can't blame Bloomsburg for doing that. And the ball go to about the 34-yard line. Pretty interesting strategy on the kickoff there, Zach. They just wanted to squib kick it and not allow Slippery Rock to come up with any big special teams plays. They've been getting closer and closer every time after that punt return they don't want to take any chances.
Yeah, you don't want to see Drew Scales running into the end zone again off a special teams play. And I think on the squib kicks, it really surprises the opposition more because they're not expecting that to happen. So you might have an opportunity where the ball will be fumbled and Bloomsburg would have been able to recover. But our updated stats now, Kouyaté, 25 attempts, 207 total rushing yards.
And the pass is complete from Barksdale, but he's met immediately as he catches it. Maybe a gain of 3 yards on that play. That'll bring up second down for the Rock.
And it's Jameer Dutrell who had the earlier fumble that set up Bloomsburg to tie this game up. With 8 minutes left, you might actually see Slippery Rock try and take some time off so if Bloomsburg doesn't have time to come back and tie it if they score.
Barksdale keeps it himself to the right side. He has some defenders to beat. If he wants to get to the line of scrimmage, he gets pushed out of bounds and into the bench of Bloomsburg. He gets nothing much on that play, actually. Very little yardage. He actually loses yardage, Zach. Barksdale will make it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he actually lost some yardage on the play as he's going to be pursued by at least 3 or 4 players. And number 10 for Bloomsburg, Justin Shirk, we touched on him before, is the one that knocked him out of bounds in a vicious hit. And Tyler, the Bloomsburg fans really being a 12th man here on 3rd down.
Barksdale back to pass, throws left, and it is caught. And he is finally dragged down right around the 46-yard line. Can't see exactly who that player is. It looks like it might be number 17, Zach, for Slippery Rock. That's Dutrell.
Yeah, Dutrell right there doing a good job staying with the ball, not taking his eyes off of it, and keep going.
Slippery Rock strikes quick again as they go no huddle to carry that momentum with them. That'll be a gain of about 2 yards for the Rock. It'll bring up second down.
And Tyler, like I mentioned, I thought they might try and slow it down a little bit and run some time up. I don't know if Slippery Rock's able to do that. Their system, they've been so well preached in it. I don't know if they can slow down. They're so fast-paced.
No huddle offenses are known for the lack of time of possession. Barksdale throws over the right side. It's incomplete. Out of the hands of the receiver. Number 21 on the play. It looks like Derek Morgan.
That was actually number 81, Tyler, Leroy McLean. So we're going to look at the play right here. Barksdale had an open receiver, McLean, and this goes right through his hands. He might have taken a big hit after that anyways, and the ball might have been knocked out, but at least you can try and at least hold on to the ball here on 3rd down and 8.
That 12th man presence is there again, Zach, as you said. It's alive and well late in this game. 7:05 left. Barksdale trying to communicate with his team, but it's kind of hard to with a crowd this loud. Barksdale takes a snap. He throws to his left side, and it is incomplete. Broken apart there by number 9 for Bloomsburg. That's Gary Postel.
And Gary Postel, he's been picked on all day by John Shadman and Nigel Barksdale. A couple pass interference penalties coming his way. John Shadman not able to come down with it there. Postel proving that he cannot be beaten all the time. Steps up there, makes a big play.
Back to receive for Bloomsburg is Lawrence Elliott Jr. And the Rock is set to punt. Snap is there, and it's away. Elliott signals for the fair catch. Bounces to the 5, and now bounces back to the 1-yard line where Slippery Rock touches it down. But we're going to go to break. When we come back, the rest of the 4th quarter right here on PCN. Stay tuned.
My name is Bryn Steinsugar. I'm a junior at Shippensburg University, and I play field hockey. When I was a freshman at Shippensburg, we had a perfect 20-0 regular season record. We knew our ultimate goal was nationals, and we had been in the Final Four for the past few years, and something with that team just clicked. Definitely not the ideal weather for field hockey. We were also on a different surface than we're used to. I spent preseason in Bermuda, so going from Bermuda to snow was just a complete, 180. It was awesome. I can't even describe it, but playing for a national championship and being in that atmosphere was just incredible, and I think we all will look back as one of our favorite memories. Shippensburg is a great program with field hockey and academics. I am a good student, I guess you could say. I've been on Dean's List every semester, national academic team both years as a player, so. I'm a human resources major. I have a minor in coaching, but the idea of law has always been in the back of my mind as well. It sounds funny, but my dad has constantly told me that I argue well and that he could definitely see me doing it. I like to set high goals, and law school would definitely be an accomplishment. So this is my experience, my life, and this is why I chose Division II.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
And welcome back to Redmond Stadium, where it's all tied up at 35 between the Rock of Slippery Rock and the Bloomsburg Huskies. And Bloomsburg is pinned back deep in their own territory now. And they're going to have some ground to make up. Last time they were pinned back in their own territory, they were unsuccessful to get out of it. Kelly takes a snap, hands it off to Kouyaté. He'll take it up the left side. Actually, that's Munger again. That's going to be taken to the 5-yard line, so a gain of about 2 or 3 yards will bring up second down.
And Slippery Rock's defense expecting to run on that play, I believe. They're going to try and contain the run, see if you can drive the runner back into the end zone, get 2 free points off the play, and then get the ball back and try to extend your lead. But you have to be wary of everything. Tim Kelly has been able to throw the ball a lot better than he has on paper this year, only 190 attempts. He's had to do it a lot more than he probably would have liked to today, but doing a good job of finding his receivers. At the moment, he's 10 for 24 for 154 yards.
Kelly takes a snap. He hands it off to Munger again, and it'll be brought down right around the 5-yard line where he was marked down on the previous play. Actually, they're going to give it to him for 2 yards, so that brings up third down. But they're at least moving the ball a little bit now while they're pinned back in their own zone.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 3rd and maybe 6, maybe 5 on the play. So we're going to have to see what kind of play call Bloomsburg goes with here. As we actually have an empty backfield, we have Parsnick to the right as a sidecar. So an interesting play set right here.
Shotgun formation, and he's brushed, and he rolls right. Kelly throws, and it is nearly intercepted by number 9 for Slippery Rock. That's Anthony Saunders out of New Kensington, Pennsylvania, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And Anthony Saunders has been profiled in Slippery Rock's game notes as one of their big players this year on defense with a couple interceptions he's had. Right there, almost came up with another one, able to deflect the pass away. With 5:23 left, Slippery Rock is going to get the ball back. Presumably, you never know what could happen.
Last time they were back like this, they were forced to punt, and they were successful in doing so. So we'll see how this one turns out. 5:23 left in the game. At least an exhibition. You never know if this one could go to overtime or not. And the punt is away. And the punt will be taken at about the 45-yard line. And they bring him down right around the 48-yard line. So pretty decent field position still for Slippery Rock nonetheless to come out and start their opening drive after commercial break.
And Tyler, we actually aren't going to go to commercial breaks. So
well, I meant to say that after we've come back from commercial break, I just kind of didn't word it correctly, but nonetheless, we're going to go ahead with some offensive play from Slippery Rock, and we'll go ahead and see which team can come out on top of this PSAC Conference Championship game. It's been a great one so far. If you've missed any of the action, I recommend you go back and take a look at some of the highlights or even purchase it online at pcntv.com. You can always go on there and check out what we have to offer and what they have to sell. And it's a fake throw to the left side. It goes to a handoff. And Blackman takes it to about the 39-yard line. So a nice first down play there for Blackman. That'll bring up 2nd and short.
And Teddy Blakeman right there on the carry gains about 8 yards on the play. 4:50 left now. Slippery Rock looking to drive, at least get themselves in field goal range, try and give themselves a lead.
He now looks to throw. He's pressured, and he'll be brought down right around the 31-yard line. So a good job there by Barksdale to get out and get the first down as well.
Yeah, it was almost looked like he was going to get sacked by Larry Webster, able to take a hole right up the middle and run it for a new set of downs.
Barksdale now hands off to Blakeman, and he tumbles forward to about the 28-yard line. So a nice first down play there. That'll give them 2nd and 6.
It will be 2nd and 6 now. Just over 4 minutes left. So if Slippery Rock scores here and they still have a lot of time left, Bloomsburg could easily come back and tie it up again. So you might want to try and make sure that you don't leave too much time for the Huskies.
Barksdale back to pass, pressured, tries to keep it himself, and he is sacked in the backfield by Bloomsburg. And that'll bring up 3rd and 11 for the Rock of Slippery Rock. A great job by the Huskies of getting the job done there.
Well, I'd like to see exactly who got the sack on this play. Number 94 tries to bring him down. That's McFadden. And that's number 21. That's Donovan Morris. And he's the same guy that recovered and forced the fumble on Dutrell earlier in the quarter. Actually in the 3rd quarter, actually, is when it happened. But now the Rock faced with a 3rd and 9 is what they're going to call it. We have to see here, if you don't get it, do you go for it based on where you're at? Even if you gain only maybe 4 or 5 yards, you have to think they could go for it. Based on field position, too close to punt, maybe too far away for a field goal.
We saw them warming up from field goals this range, Zach, as he now looks to throw to his right side. It is almost complete and almost intercepted as well. A freak play there from Barksdale. The intended receiver on the play was number 25, and that is Drew Scales.
And Drew Scales trying to make a name for himself again. Almost makes an acrobatic catch. If he came down with this one, he wouldn't really gained any yards, but at least Slippery Rock still had the ball. It also could have almost been intercepted by Donovan Morris. Guess who? So a big 4th down play, 3:20 left in the game.
Slippery Rock puts their faith behind Barksdale. And I can't say I don't blame them. I mean, he's been a phenomenal athlete. He's been getting the job done on 4th down on many occasions in the season and in this game as well. Barksdale over the middle. The pass is complete to number 5 to the 15-yard line by number 15. That's Shadman. No surprise there. That's his favorite target.
Yeah, Bloomsburg's Harlan Hill candidate, Franklin Kouyaté, proving that he's the best athlete on the team. Now Nigel Barksdale gets an opportunity to do that as well. Completes the pass to Shadman. Brings out 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Just over 3 minutes left.
Barksdale keeps it himself after the low snap, and he'll be dragged down around the 11 or 12-yard line, so a short gain there for Barksdale.
Now we have just under 3 minutes left, and Slippery Rock still going in that no-huddle style, but if they keep running the ball, the clock won't stop, so it kind of helps them in their possession as well.
Barksdale takes the ball himself up the left side, and he's dragged out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd and about 5 for the Rock. They continue their drive, but that's going to stop the clock at 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
And you have to think here, earlier in the game, Slippery Rock did not go for a field goal when they were really close to the end zone, and that the coaches might look back on that and say, why didn't we go for a field goal? As we're going to get a timeout now by Bloomsburg, but here, you can't mess around. If you get it 4th down, I think you have to go for the field goal. Bloomsburg, yeah, they can win it with a touchdown, but at least you're up. So if your defense can stop the Huskies, then you know you can come away with the victory.
I agree with you. The field goal would be the traditional call, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the touchdowns that have happened, especially the last 2 in particular. And this is that punt return from Slippery Rock to start this highlight reel off.
Yeah, Drew Scales right there, 45 yards, the longest punt return for Slippery Rock all season. The longest was 37 against Clarion, now against Bloomsburg. That would put them up 35-28. And now we're going to look at the one. This is Franklin Kouyaté, and he has been beaten to pieces today, Tyler, but he still goes out there and trucks his way into the end zone and tie this one up for Bloomsburg. We have 2.5 minutes left now. We'll have to see exactly who scores the final winning points.
It's going to be interesting to find out which team it'll be, Zach. I mean, if Slippery Rock scores here, Bloomsburg has to come out and put some points on the board. And do you rely on your crutch? And Cuyate, even though he has been injured pretty much all game, he's still dressed on the sideline, ready to go whenever the coaches need him. But the 12th man now getting into it for Bloomsburg. The fans are going crazy, and they're trying to make this place as loud as possible to disturb Barksdale and company. Barksdale takes a snap, looks right, keeps it himself up the middle, and he is held by the leg, and he will not get enough for the first down, but it's going to be 4th and short. And now decision time has come. And a timeout looks like it's going to be called, I would have to imagine, by Bloomsburg. And that is who it is. So that'll be their second timeout of the half. Only one remaining. So it's going to be interesting, just like we said, Zach, to see what Slippery Rock decides to do. Field goal, or are they going to go for it?
Now we're getting a referee meeting right now. The Bloomsburg coaches were complaining to the refs. We'll have to see exactly what for.
There's a 4-second differential from the referee watch to the game clock. 2 minutes and 20 seconds is left in the game. It was originally at 2:16, so 4 seconds put back on the clock for the game. So that's what the decision was all about. But Zach, you are watching. Well, you're not watching. We're currently watching from the game, but you at home are watching live statewide coverage of the PSAC Championship games on PCN. This production is brought to you by your community and by our cable partners across the state, serving more than 10 million Pennsylvanians and 3.3 million homes. So this is where you're watching it. Slippery Rock decides to go for the field goal. Can't say I don't blame them. Go for the points. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. So Slippery Rock has 3 points to work with now. The score is 38-35 in the favor of the Rock. And Bloomsburg now has 2 minutes and 16 seconds to come out and see what they can do.
Yeah, and Tyler, this is exactly as advertised. We thought we'd be getting an offensive shootout here today based on the offenses for both these teams. Slippery Rock has over 40 points in a lot of their games this year. Bloomsburg, really one of the best offensive teams in all the PSAC. We're going to look right here. This is the key play to John Shadman. Gets him to the 15-yard line from Barksdale. I believe that was a 4th down play, Tyler. So a key conversion there. And then right there just happened the field goal to put Slippery Rock up 38-35 with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left. Bloomsburg is going to have one final effort to try and come back in this one, either tie it or give themselves the lead and come away with a victory.
They only have one timeout to work with, as they just took 2 on that Slippery Rock offensive possession. So they only have one timeout to work with. They're going to have to work the sidelines as well as they try to figure out what they can do to put points on the board. That was a 24-yard attempt for Slippery Rock. That was made, so a very nice moderate range field goal for Slippery Rock. And the kickoff is away. It's a squibbler to the 15. Now he's more focused to the middle, and he'll be brought down right around the 30-yard line. So good field position for Bloomsburg to work with. They're not pinned back in their own zone like we've seen in the past. They have a little bit of range to work with now. And now it's do or die time for Bloomsburg. They have destiny in their own hands. 2:11 left. It all comes down to this 2-minute offensive possession.
2 minutes and 11 seconds, Tyler. Probably the most critical 2 minutes and 11 seconds in some of these young athletes' lives in their sports career. These seniors, they want to come away with a victory in their final home game. And the Rock, they want to get the PSAC championship.
And the snap is fumbled by Kelly. He stays on his feet, and he'll be sacked in the backfield. I think it's going to be illegally called a sack. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage in time, so that should bring up 2nd down for the Huskies.
That was number 56, Tony Papley, on the sack, as now Bloomsburg has to go to a no huddle, and Franklin Cuyate is out there, Tyler. We'll have to see if they go to their workhorse.
Kelly back to throw, and it's caught. And he'll be brought down out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Glenn Hutton Jr. on the reception.
Now you're faced with a 3rd down and maybe 5 yards. So, or actually they're going to call it 3rd and 4. So If you don't get it here, you still have to go for it, Tyler, because you only have one timeout. Under a minute 40 left. You can't, if you don't get this here, Slippery Rock's going to come on with the PSAC championship. So you might see them run the ball here with Cuyate and try and get the yardage and then bring up a very 4th and short.
Anything could happen, Zach. Shotgun formation for Kelly. Twins to his right, and Cuyate is his sidecar. Fake pass for Kelly. He keeps it himself up the middle. He has a lot of room to run, and he'll dive down right around the 42-yard line. So a big first down. They got to hurry up and get back, though. The chains are moving, but as soon as those chains are set, time clock starts again.
And Tim Kelly, a big play right there. We've seen him do that a couple times on 3rd down where he'll have a big quarterback run himself, much like Nigel Barksdale did for Slippery Rock. Now a minute 20 left. 1st and 10 at the 43.
And it looks like a timeout might be called here. Slippery Rock takes a timeout, so that actually helps out Bloomsburg a little bit there with time, a minute 17 left in the game. But let's go ahead and take a look at the the play there, Zach, rather, and it's a beautiful one.
Yeah, Tim Kelly, pump fake to the left side, and he'll just keep it himself. Could have been taken down right there, and then shakes a couple defenders around midfield. Finally taken down at the 43-yard line in Slippery Rock territory. So Slippery Rock, if you want to make sure that they can't get anything more than a field goal, you have to stop them, I would say at least around the 20-yard line. Make it a hard field goal, I would say at least. But if you let them closer, just don't let them in the end zone. That's the one key thing. Don't let them in the end zone if you want to win this game, or even go to overtime and try and win it there.
Anything could happen in a minute, 17 seconds. They only have one timeout to work with this Bloomsburg. Slippery Rock taking one there. They have 2 remaining if they ever need to use them. But this is do or die time for Tim Kelly and company.
We have a minute and 17 seconds left, Tyler. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Cuyate under sidecar with Tim Kelly under shotgun. Tim Kelly takes a snap, hands it off to Cuyate. Off the left side he goes. He has a block to the 35, to the 30, and he's dragged out of bounds right around the 23-yard line. So they do hand it off to the workhorse and Cuyate, and they get a first down out of it, and he goes out of bounds to stop the clock.
And Cuyate, can't tell if he came off or not on that play. Looks like he did, so he's not in on that play. No, he is in the next huddle, so able to come back off that play. The last couple plays he's been on came off injured, so able to stay out there now. Minute 10 left now. That play only took 7 seconds off the clock.
Kelly still has options to work with now as he takes a snap. He rolls to his right and he throws, and it's caught by Hutton Jr., and he'll be brought down right around the first down marker. I don't believe it's going to be enough, but nonetheless, it gets them a second and short opportunity here. Time is ticking, 55 and counting left.
Yeah, it's going to be second and a very short one, Tyler. We're going to have to see. I would expect a Cuyate run here. You at least stop the clock on a change of downs.
And Kelly takes a snap. He looks to throw over the middle, and it's caught by his tight end, and he's brought down right around the 10-yard line. That's number 89 for Bloomsburg, and that's Aaron Allison, the tight end for Bloomsburg, coming up with the catch there, and that'll move the chains for first down.
And now Kelly will just spike the ball with 33 seconds left, so you're going to have 3 opportunities to get into the end zone. Well, really only 2, Tyler, though, because you don't want to have to force something in the end zone 4th down and not get anything on this drive. You want to at least tie it, so you have 2 opportunities to get into the end zone. You need 10 yards exactly. You can't get a new set of downs. This is where it all comes down to. You have 2 plays, that's 5 yards, or 2 plays, 5 yards a play, excuse me. So you have 2nd and 3rd down to do this, Tyler, in my opinion, because you have to at least get a field goal here.
And they're in great field position to do that, Zach. They're at the 10-yard line, so you might even see a couple left side rushes. Use that timeout to your advantage. Kelly hands it off to Cuyate. Takes it to the 10, stutter steps to the 5, he goes, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Bloomsburg strikes, and pending the extra point, they might be up by 4 points.
And Bloomsburg right there, proving why Franklin Cuyate is their best player. A misdirection run, and he gets it into the end zone. And Franklin Cuyate, you have to, honestly, if Bloomsburg wins this game, you have to give him MVP. 3 touchdowns on the day, over 200 yards rushing. And coming back from injury, so many times. If Danny Fisher can hit this one, they'll be up by 4. Slippery Rock has to get a touchdown with only 27 seconds left if they get the ball back.
Gary Allen couldn't bring Cutv down around the 5-yard line. And Fisher, perfect on extra points this year, and he keeps that accurate as he puts a point on the board. That makes it 42-38, 27 seconds left in the game, Zach. And for Slippery Rock, this kind of helps. This, isn't such a terrible thing because they are used to this quick offense, and they're going to have to use it here as you see some of the highlights from that drive.
Yeah, Tim Kelly on a 3rd down play keeps it up the middle to around midfield. They're going to keep it to about midfield, and then right here, Kelly, a misdirection play to Franklin Cutv, as we have just been told there's a flag on the extra point, Tyler. We're going to need a call. It's a personal foul against Bloomsburg, so that's actually going to help Slippery Rock in the return. So they're going to be kicking off at the 20-yard line, Tyler. That's going to help Slippery Rock in their quest to try and get a touchdown on this drive because you can't settle for anything less. With 27 seconds left, anything can happen. It's right there. You can see the Franklin Cutv touchdown. Shakes off Gary Allen, goes into the end zone and starts celebrating, knowing they are just 27 short seconds away from a PSAC championship.
But now you have to kick off from that 20-yard line. A little bit of excessive celebration. I believe that's what the personal foul is going to have to be on, Zach. That's probably what brought it out. So now Slippery Rock might have decent field position here, and their special teams has been very productive in this game, Zach, much better than Bloomsburg, if I have to say, and that all comes in part from number 25, Drew Scales, punt return for a touchdown, and he's been doing very well on kickoff returns as well. So anything can happen in these next 27 seconds. Just because Bloomsburg scored here doesn't mean that Slippery Rock can't take this one back for a touchdown or they can't score in 27 seconds. Anything could happen.
This is where the no huddle really comes into play for Slippery Rock. Although you do have 2 timeouts left. Let's remember that. Slippery Rock can stop the clock if they need to. They don't have to run up to the huddle every single play like Bloomsburg really had to do on their last drive. So Slippery Rock has 27 seconds, 2 timeouts. You're going to get the ball maybe around the 30 to 40-yard line. That's plenty enough time, I think, for Slippery Rock to get into the end zone.
And the kickoff is prepared to be sent away. And there it goes. It's a squib kick. It'll be taken right around the 47-yard line. He's brought down right around the 48 in Bloomsburg territory, so I can't say I don't blame them for the squib kick. You don't want that effective special teams to have a chance to score, but you also give Slippery Rock great field position starting at Bloomsburg's 48-yard line with 22 seconds left. And Nigel Barksdale and Slippery Rock have one of the best offenses in all of the NCAA Division II in passing. And Bloomsburg has one of the worst pass defenses in all Division II. I believe they're 154th ranked.
Yeah, we'll have to see the big receivers. Shadman, you have Dutrell as well. But Nigel Barksdale, the ball is in his hands. Let's see what he can do as a Hurlin Hill candidate.
12th man is alive. Barksdale back to pass. And it's thrown over the middle, and it is not caught. It's incomplete by number 23 for Slippery Rock. That's Shamar Green, I apologize. He can't come down with that one. That brings up 2nd down.
We have 17 seconds left, Tyler, so Barksdale, although that was an effective play, try and go a short intermediate route and try and let your receiver run. I think you have to look for Shadman here. He's probably going to get a double coverage, but Postel's doing a good job covering him lately in the game as well in an empty backfield.
Barksdale back to pass, throws, and it is complete this time. It looks like number 21 on the catch there for Slippery Rock is Derek Morgan. That's a defensive back. It might have been 81 again this time, Leroy McLean.
And now we have 9 seconds left, Tyler, so you have time really for maybe 2 plays. You want to at least have a shot at the end zone, so maybe take a short route, go to the 20-yard line, get out of bounds, have one final shot in the end zone. This play is really the most important to Slippery Rock because this could set up if you're close enough for the end zone or not.
They have one other timeout to work with, Zach. And this is going to be the most 9 thrilling seconds of the PSAC season. There's 3 receivers to the left for Barksdale. Play clock currently at 6. Down to 4. 2 seconds, and that's a delay of game. Timeout called by Slippery Rock before the delay of game happened, so good job by the Slippery Rock coach not to let that happen. That would have been a huge 5-yard loss for the Rock, but an amazing turn of events here. This game has been momentum shift after momentum shift. First you think Slippery Rock might pull away with this thing. Bloomsburg comes back to a 15 points unanswered, tied up at 28, and then ever since then it's been back and forth between these two teams. Like we said earlier in the open, Zach, on stat sheet you look at Slippery Rock, they lead, but nonetheless Bloomsburg brings that presence to a game that you can't put on a stat sheet, and this is why. Bloomsburg leads 42-38, and their stats might not be completely impressive except for Cuite's maybe over 200 yards rushing, but nonetheless they find themselves ahead in this game, 42-38.
Tyler, there is not a person sitting down in this stadium. Everyone is on their feet for this play.
And that's a false start for Slippery Rock. That's going to hurt them big time. That'll bring them back 5 yards to bring up a 1st and 15. So Slippery Rock now has to make up 5 extra yards.
And it's actually going to be 2nd and 15, Tyler, because they spiked the ball on 1st down. So now, 9 seconds, this actually might be your last play now, as you just took yourself out of a little bit of range there. So Barksdale, if you want to have at least 2 opportunities here, if you don't find anything immediately, throw it away. You have to throw it away. Be smart about it. Don't let don't let yourself get sacked.
Barksdale back to throw. He's pressured, throws it out of bounds. A smart play there by the senior veteran. And they're looking for an intentional grounding, but they're not going to get it. They're saying there was no receivers eligible, and he was not out of the pocket. So now this comes down to the last play here, Zach. 4 seconds remaining. There's no possibility of ever getting a second play in. There's a timeout for Slippery Rock now. That's their final one of the game. What an impressive game this has been, Zach. Like we said, you couldn't decide going into this thing who is exactly going to win this. Only 4 seconds can tell at this point.
Yeah, 4 seconds. It's breathtaking. I'm having to take some deep breaths. The excitement and the thrill of this game has produced. And Bloomsburg, I honestly didn't think they were a team that could come back in a game. Against Shippensburg, they weren't able to come back. Here today, though, the PSAC Championship, Franklin Cuite and company, Tim Kelly, able to produce a couple drives. The defense as well. Donovan Morris, I probably have to give him the defensive player of the game, to Bloomsburg at least. Donovan Morris, because he caused that fumble that allowed them to tie the game. Slippery Rock could have easily gone that drive and scored again and made this irrelevant 4 seconds. So now the only way that this could possibly help Slippery Rock besides the touchdown is if there's a pass interference call and you get a one-play untimed down.
Barksdale back to pass. He throws, and it is intercepted for Bloomsburg. He slides down, and that's going to do it. You wanted excitement, and you got it. The PSAC champions are the Bloomsburg Huskies.
And Tyler, what an amazing play. Barksdale was looking for Shadman on the throw, and the defender stepped right in front of him. It was hard to tell exactly who it was because I was looking at the receiver trying to get the ball. But we're going to look at the replay in a second to try and figure it out. But Tyler, this has to be the most thrilling game of college football I might have ever seen in Division II based on the level of play for both teams. As we look at the replay, Barksdale looking for Shadman. And that is number 9. That is Postel. Postel came away with the interception. It was picked on today by Barksdale and Shadman, but came up when it was needed the most.
Postel just handed his team their first PSAC championship since 1985, Zach. A big accomplishment for the Huskies. President Dr. Schultz has to be happy. When we come back, we'll have some post-game items coming up for you on PNC.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And we welcome you back to Redmond Stadium, where the exciting conclusion to the PSAC championship game has been decided. Bloomsburg defeats Slippery Rock 42-38 within the last 4 seconds of the game. And there you see the Bloomsburg Huskies, your 2013 PSAC champions. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights that concluded this game. I assure you it's been a great game. And you see Kelly there handing it off to Cuyate. And this is Cuyate's way of giving his team what they needed to get the necessary points to win this game. Battles through injuries, and he gets the job done. You take a look at Barksdale as he makes his pass attempt, but that ends up being picked off by Postel, and that would seal the deal for the Huskies. And they get the win here at Redmond Stadium at their home field. And there you see the commissioner for the PSAC as he hands the runner-up trophies to Slippery Rock University. A great job by them making a point for themselves and trying to do what they can to get the championship. They deserve that runner-up title, though. There's no doubt about it. And there's a possibility you might see them in the NCAA playoffs come next week. It's going to be a great way to see your Super Atlantic Region 1 try to test what they can against each other until they hit that national level. A lot of great competition coming from Super Atlantic Region 1, and these two teams are a great showcase of that. Bloomsburg doing a great job getting the victory. As you see them there, they will eventually be awarded the PSAC championship trophy. And you look at some of the stats that have gone on throughout the game here. Cuyate, 27 attempts, 231 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. And then you have Parsnick, 8 attempts, 21 yards gained, but 2 touchdowns, 2 very important touchdowns. Gatus for Slippery Rock has 1 touchdown, 4 attempts for 39 yards receiving wise. It's been a great job for Gatus to do what he can to help his team. Hutton Jr. was the receiving champion for Slippery Rock. But thank you very much for tuning in to our broadcast here on PCN. It's been a great one. Your final score, 42-38. Bloomsburg is your PSAC champions.